Germans as well. Thanks for joining us, ladies and germs. It's taking forever for this little progress bar thingy to go, so I guess I'll just kind of continually babble for a little bit. Yada yada yada. Okay, here you go, D. Go for it.
What's going on, everybody? This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to be 21 and over to be here. If not, you have to get out. That means you. Get out, or the Russian will come and get you. Back to you, Fumi.
ED. Ladies and germs, thank you very much for joining us. This meeting is being live streamed. Actually, that's a nice unobtrusive warning. Actually, now from Zoom, it used to be super right in your face. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Crime War Grows is first in chat. Cheers, Crime War Grows. Good to see you. Who was it? Oh, it wasn't anything that you play, I don't think, Crime War Grows, at least that I know of. I think it was PH Nerd. It was on my YouTube feed, and I clicked on his video for a second. I was like, oh, PH Nerd's streaming again. Well, he was streaming a video game, and I was fucking blown away at how realistic in life. I mean, it wasn't actually realistic. It's basically this kind of noir. I don't know what game it was, but anyway, I don't remember what game it was. So this is not very helpful, honestly. But the point is that basically games have gotten so good just in the last couple of years, honestly, because I don't have a PC to game, so I haven't seen this incredible advancement. I saw, PlayStation games from a few years ago, and they were already fucking nuts. So I can only imagine, honestly, how good it is now with a really dedicated rig. Anyway, from what I understand, PH Nerd does have a nice rig, and I think he actually games competitively. At least I think that I don't know, he did or something. Anyway, regardless, I guess I don't know too well. But he was going through this kind of noir, what was it, Hong Kong or something? It was basically kind of like Hong Kong in the future or something like that, but it wasn't exactly, I don't know, maybe Tijuana or something, because it wasn't exactly a Chinese place. But anyway, he was going through basically cafes and dive bars and stuff, kind of shooting people basically, but fucking amazingly immersive. And it was lately I've been playing, I don't know if I've talked about this on the show, but I've been playing PUBG on my phone, and it's on my phone, so it's like, several
Okay, done.
generations below. It's way below in graphics, what's possible on a computer rig, but still it's this cool immersive environment, right? And of course they have it on PC, so I bet it's amazing on a PC. I have yet to be able to play it. It's fucking Mac. It's incredible. I don't know, like, I don't know why Macs are so shitty with games, but they are. Anyway, fuck was I gonna say?
Trying
Anyway,
to
that
get.
was really it. I was just basically blown away. I know Crime More Grows is a big gamer, but I didn't realize that the worlds are so immersive. Like I've seen people stream Call of Duty and whatever else. I don't know. I'm not really much into watching gaming, to be perfectly honest, but I've seen it, if you click on Twitch or something, you'll see a couple people or whatever. And I'll just click for a couple minutes just to see what's up. So I've seen, like shooters, and they kind of look, most of them, they kind of look like they have for a long time. They're probably a little bit more realistic now than they were a couple of years ago. But fuck, this one game was crazy. It was really, really, really good. Fuck, I should
Wow.
look up what I guess I could just tell you what the game was. I could look in my feed. It's not that hard. That's what she said.
Uh,
What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, D?
Not much. I see. YouTube might have did it up. It did something. You can't move when you scroll down now with the bar on the side. All that moves is
Uh,
the window. The chat doesn't move now, so that's pretty cool.
you can't pop it out? I don't know what you mean.
No, no, like you scroll down. Well, you can't see me, but you scroll down. Usually the chat moves with it, but it's just like the what we're watching. It's
Uh,
just move stay. But anyways, I'm smoking on some. Right now, I am smoking on what? What? Oh yeah, um,
be cool if
Mick
that was the name.
McFlurry.
What?
And what are you doing? And then also check out my live YouTube screen. Holy shit, I can't talk right. Be sure to check out my live YouTube at dzombie underscore 745 and d underscore zombie underscore on that thing. I see
Cyberpunk, by the way. Sorry.
my mind just went blank. Oh, on Instagram. I'm having troubles over here. Back to you, Preemy.
That's all right, D. We're all having a little bit of trouble, especially when we smoke a little bit of weed. What did I smoke before the show? I smoked can't even remember. I smoked one of my actually just very little last bit. Damn it, I mislabeled it and put it in a. I think this was the more sour Morgana number 8. because I liked it so much that when I was packing house and trying to move out as fast as I could, I was putting everything in jars and rearranging stuff so I could move out easier. I put it in a jar that was labeled Ruby Jack #3, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard me talk about this, but I sometimes sort of age. I still kind of do that a little bit. I used to age things a little bit more than I do now, but I still sort of barrel age my weed a little bit. And so in this context, I use the old barrels that sort of smell citrusy or whatever else for a lot of times citrusy stuff. So for example, Ruby Jack #3 was this really citrusy and rosy phenotype, one of my best plants that I've ever grown. And I put the Sour Morgana 8 in it, and then I forgot to label it again, Sour Morgana 8. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I have literally like half a nug left. And anyway, so I smoked not even, there's not even probably a whole joint in that one. It's more like a spliff, but I basically smoked a joint of that one. It's quite nice. Too bad. Oh, I should actually hit return on that link there so you can actually see it. There we go. Anyways, and you can see Sour Morgana has an effect apparently because I forget to do silly stuff like press return. Now why can't I press the thingy here? Come on, let me do
That's
this.
what she said.
That's a good one, D.
I'm gonna talk.
It still won't let me do it.
Maybe I can talk
Am I
better.
logged in wrong? I'm logged in wrong. That's why. All right, I'm logged in. I'm logged in as Fumador and the Flavors. All right, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. We're
Right
going
on.
to
Hope
does he know
everybody's
how to
having a great.
rename himself? I'll just rename him. Captain. Captain. We're
Cheers,
gonna spell it
everyone.
though. We're gonna
Hey,
spell it
Cap.
Captain
Captain.
420, y'all. All right, talk
Ah,
amongst yourselves.
shit.
Captain.
Man, that sucked. You ever put ice in a cup and it sits in a cup at the bottom? Well, I just like sat down and laid back on the couch and that ice came up to the top and all the pop that was almost spilling out came gushing out.
Or no.
Oh man, I'm
No
wearing
good.
a good couple ounces of it.
Let's see.
But usually I set the cup down hard on the table I have to bring the ice up. I was rushing to get on the show and fucked up.
You be rushing. Are you rushing now? You're rushing, Bob, bro.
I guess it could have been worse. That
Yeah.
sucked.
What a bad impression that was. Anyway.
Now my pillow's wet and everything else.
Well, that really sucks, Cap. Other than that, how's it going?
Well, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm still up, or almost 3:20.
Yeah, 1 minute warning, everybody. Get your bongs, your pipes, your joints ready.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. This bag. Fuck, man.
So another night we can't sleep.
Huh. Yeah, that sucks. Cheers, B. Allen, Dusty Air, Firefly Hardcore,
It's
Marshall.
been like this since September.
Yeah, Cry More, Dream Lord Flavors, J5, Tasmanian Devil. Cheers, everybody. That sucks. People
Yeah, I
said,
know, 6 months of it.
yeah, man.
Oh,
Hop
listen
on
to
and
that. B.
join.
Allen. Oh, what's that, D?
No, go ahead, Fume.
Oh, I was just gonna say B. Allen has I always forget if it's B. Allen or Ballin. James, everyone, I have your Pacifica Days in bed right now. She's a stunner. I have her in a 3x3 bed outdoors, I think I might say. Anyway, right on, B. Allen. Good to see it. He's gonna try to grow a tree with her. Good to see it.
Outdoor.
He says doors, actually. He
Oh, door.
might have misspelled it or typo or something. I really like Pacific Days. Really enjoying it. Really like that Oaxacan Thunderfuck. That's been a real Joy. Took me a long time to kind of get a hold of her because or get a handle on her because she was really temperamental, basically indoors in the basement. It was kind of a cool basement. So it was basically average temperature was about 64 degrees. So unless you were actually under a light, it was usually around 64 degrees. So chilly for cannabis, right? And so a lot of plants simply don't like that. So anytime Roberts Creek Congo was one that I couldn't keep around because it didn't seem to like that cool of an environment. Oaxacan thunderfuck, probably because it comes from Oaxaca, or at least it's got a big portion of its genetics probably come from the Oaxacan. Just didn't like that cold. So basically, I always struggled with it. Whereas now it's a lot happier plant, and especially, of course, the hybrids basically will end up being adapted more to your environment. Anyway, I really like Pacifica Days. There's also Pacifica Days version 2, so I'm going to be sending out testers here shortly. It's been, folks, I don't know if everybody knows because we've kind of been coming back to the main channel. This is, of course, on Fumidoro right now, but gosh, it's been a really stressful situation lately. I've been basically in a slow motion lawsuit getting sued by this fucking guy. I've discovered basically there's not too many free lunches in life, but there are a few, and unfortunately, some of them are really negative. One of the positive free lunches I discovered a number of years ago was that when you buy a house, if you get a buyer's agent, you don't actually pay for it. That's your free lunch. Someone pays for it. The seller's agent ends up paying for that. They split the commission between the buyer and seller's agents, and the seller's agent gets pissed off because they're like, "Look, I want all the commission for myself." Then they learn that they actually have to work for a living as a realtor. But in the meantime, well, relatively speaking, honestly, come on, what do realtors really do? Honestly, unlock houses and say, "Here, there's some stuff here to look at." My apologies if you're a realtor in the chat, but I haven't had a really good relationship recently with realtors. But anyway, fuck was I trying to say? The buyer's agent, at least, will give you access to houses, will give you access to the MLS. Of course, now you can fucking get that with a goddamn telephone. But in the meantime, it used to be a little bit more of a service, I guess, and you didn't have to pay for it. Well, I've discovered another free lunch. Basically, when you just randomly sue people for fucking bunk, basically, even when it's horse shit, essentially, even when it will get thrown away in a court of law, even when a jury will fucking throw it away, you can still throw enough of them at the court basically to see what happens. And I basically realized that as long as there's just a tiny little bit of merit, you can basically run a really, really profitable business, essentially throwing lawsuits at people, basically. And then the I guess what are they even? The claimants? No, what is that even called? Because there's the defendant that's getting sued. What's the fuck? The plaintiff. The plaintiff, I guess they're still the plaintiff. What's that? What's that, Kevin? 420?
You were right.
Oh yeah.
The plaintiff, defendant.
Go figure. They can even, in many cases, in some states this is illegal, but in some states it's legal to split the attorney fees, basically just whack them up basically between client and attorney. So basically, even if you had a case that was like some teeny tiny amount of liability, but it includes attorney's fees, fuck, they can churn the clock forever and then whack up the fees basically between the two of them. No
Yep.
freer lunch has there ever been. It's something else. It really makes me reevaluate how I think about this country, to be perfectly honest with you. You can just randomly be sued for anything, honestly. And unless you have the money to fight back, you're fucked. People always say, "Oh, just you get a lawyer and fight back." You don't. Yeah, you don't understand how much a lawyer costs and how fast that fucking clock spins around and around and around. If you guys have ever seen, as growers, we look sometimes probably at the meter, our electrical meter, and if you grow a lot of plants or if you have a lot of lights, the meter will spin like a freaking top, right? That doesn't even spin. Basically, that's like revolutions per minute compared to the fucking ballistic RPM that fucking lawyers will rack up when they work on stuff. It is something else. So anyway,
You know what's really nice though is when you have problems and you have friends that are lawyers and they say, "How much money you want to cost this person?"
yeah, that would be nice. In this circumstance, that's not an option to me. That would be nice, honestly, because this fucking guy, the balls on this guy, honestly. Um, no, I've told people the story and they burst out crying. So I know that it's kind of significant and I know that it's basically unfair when other people burst out crying. You know what I mean? That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So the balls on this guy, honestly, seriously. But Yeah, this legal system entitles him to do it. And until we basically probably go all the way through court, probably he's probably going to do it because his lawyer, that's his business, just to fucking throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. They have to fucking come at me. They have to. They have to. That's their business model. And they'll come after 10 people and see which well doesn't run dry. It's something else. It's something else when you actually see it in motion. You kind of hear it sometimes when you grow up. Like I've heard people just randomly get sued for stuff. And in your mind, you're like, ah, sure. Like sure that's the case. Yeah, but well, okay. You did something to deserve it. Let's be honest. No, sometimes you can do everything right, and then people, very dishonest people, will just come after you and just
Try to get something
drill.
out of
Yeah, they'll
nothing.
drill to see if there's any oil there. I mean, shit, there might be, and if it'll gush oil, shit, we will bring buckets. They'll bring buckets later.
Yep.
That's the thing. They don't mind, and this is actually, now that I think about it, a really good metaphor because they'll drill a hole in you, and there's no filling that up basically. Really, once they drill deep enough, and when they actually strike oil, they'll bring the buckets later, and so you'll end up basically spilling resources everywhere just so that they can get a few buckets to take home. That's actually a really good metaphor now that I think about it, because basically this guy might actually walk away with honestly not that much money, but it'll cost me even more, honestly, just to deal with it.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be basically like fucking a leaky bucket, pretty much.
That's like most big business, and businesses take people to court. It's they know they have enough money that they can bury them in the court system
Trump
to
did
the
that
point where
famously.
they
Yeah,
go
he just
broke.
wouldn't pay contractors famously in New York, New Jersey, Atlantic City and stuff. He was renowned for basically just saying, "No, we'll see in court." And then basically these were small businesses and stuff that got a drywall contract to fucking do half a casino or whatever. And they were out the nose for, or whatever, in the hole for a ton of drywall, a ton of labor, on and on and on. And then Trump's just like, nah, sue me, take me to court. The fuck?
And those businesses go out of
A lot of them
business, and
go
those
under.
people
Yeah.
lose their jobs. And yeah, but it's all part of big business. Once you
Well, this
hit
guy's not
that
big business. Even his
certain
lawyer's not really
level,
big business, but they are shyster business. So it's
well,
discouraging to see
same
because
thing.
we know a lot of us know that Walmart is horrifying, right? A lot of us know that it's terrible, but it's something else to find out that there are just a variety of people out there that are scumbags. And to know actually
But
that on the whole, lawyers are as bad as you think. Honestly, there are some decent ones. I've met some decent lawyers in my life, but they still charged a fucking arm and a leg. They certainly didn't do it for fucking free. But in the
no,
meantime, there are some absolute piece of shit lawyers. I've met a few, even in my life. I've
but you
met just
get what
a
you
couple of
pay for.
sociopaths.
You better
Uh,
call Paul.
well, yes and no, but I mean,
The
oh,
lawyers
there's some
I've
absolute
hired
shyster.
have.
Oh God, there's some shyster lawyers that charge a fortune. I've met shyster dentists that actually rip people off.
Yeah,
One
I
time
have one.
I was in LA and I was in the fucking misery basically. I can't remember, one of my molars or something, was yeah, I guess because I got a root canal. One of my molars was exploding basically on New Year's Day, and the fucking pain, if you've never felt it, holy shit, I wish you luck never to feel that. So I basically had to call around to dentists because I honestly wasn't even local to my normal dentist and so on and so forth. Uh, Ended up basically going down the street, and I thought, oh, this is close, and da da da. And I think I even called my insurance company. They're like, oh yeah, okay, blah blah blah. So I go to this fucking dentist, and they give me an estimate, even with insurance, for like $6,000 for a fucking a root canal. And I'm just like, wait, what? What? Like I know that my, dental insurance these days, they treat you like you have luxury bones basically instead of teeth. But I don't know, like still, like it wasn't supposed to be that much when I looked at the freaking thing and asked the insurance company. So sure enough, I go to ask one of my neighbors, and she's like, "Oh yeah, no, I've worked with that dentist. This neighbor of mine basically actually makes the implants essentially." Anyway, she's like an old lady from Russia. She's retired now, but she used to actually make the implants physically, like molded and all the, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so she's worked with this chick, and she's like, "Oh yeah, this bitch buys a new Bentley every single year." Obviously, this old Russian woman didn't say this bitch, but the fucking the intonation of it was like, "Yeah, she buys a new Bentley every year, and wouldn't you know it, she buys a new Bentley right around February. So probably she needs a new down payment for that fucking Bentley. So she needed money from you." So yeah, even dentists are fuck faces. Not all of them, of course, but some of them can be.
I had one that screwed me up, and I actually moved out. Well, he was right around the corner from the chapter. And this was a couple years after my accident. They had to replace my top teeth after my accident with dentures. And because of the pain, I would grit my teeth and grind my teeth.
Mm.
I had broke off basically all the teeth in the back. And the dentist pulled the teeth in the front to give me a bottom plate. And I actually had a piece of bone that I ended up pulling out like 14 years after having this work done. And
Hmm.
then finding out like 4 years after I had it done that he's out of business because he got sued by all these people
Oh
for
no.
being a shifty fucker.
Not, not that
Yeah.
shit. Oh my. Yeah. That's
But,
actually surprisingly common. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I could have gotten paid off of that one because I heard everybody did get paid and most people got between 20 and 50,000.
Oh wow. And you just didn't know that the lawsuit happened, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a shame. Yeah, I have a doctor friend who always we oftentimes meet. She likes dessert, so we oftentimes meet over cake or something to shoot the shit. And 3/4 of the time, she'll talk to me about XYZ, and then fucking malpractice insurance will come up because it costs her a lot of money all the time. It's a big line item, even in just in her bottom line. It's surprising how difficult it is to make a living. Actually, I'm not gonna cry for the poor doctor. Still makes a good living, but it's still surprisingly difficult. You culturally, I think we assume, fucking money's raining from the sky for all doctors, and certainly it is for some. Some of her colleagues make apparently a couple $1 million just for doing like neck injections or fucking cortisol or something. I don't remember what it is,
Yeah.
but some hormone injection. They literally just fucking like work 2 hours a day and they make $2 million a year. She just heaves whenever she fucking brings it up. But what was I trying to say? Oh, I lost my train of thought. I was talking about malpractice insurance. Oh, but for every time that she brings that up, I'm like, oh, because I guess I don't share it on the story, but I have a pretty good fucking story on this, on the pretty good story in my life when a doctor just flat out fucked me over. And I didn't sue him. It didn't occur to me to sue him. Like, I don't know. I was dealing with my own problems basically as a result of that, which I kind of still do to this day. But yeah, like for every time that some doctor gets, maliciously sued or some shit, there's also a time when the doctors fuck the people over. So I don't know. Anyway.
I had a doctor fuck me over,
Mm.
and
Why
the
dinner?
state of Ohio would not take him to court.
Mm.
And the doctor literally went to the pharmacy because he took care of a lot of people that were homebound. He went to the pharmacy and actually got a prescription under my name for fentanyl.
Oh, fuck that shit.
And I was like, I see he charged you for this and everything. And uh, the pharmacy, when I went to go get my other medication from a new doctor, said, "Oh, you got fentanyl on this date. We can't give you this medicine." And I was like, I never picked that up. Well, no, it was picked up by this doctor. And I called up the state of Ohio and everything, and they would not do a damn thing against this guy.
Mm.
I was pissed
Mm.
because, we fuck up and they try to bend us over backwards. But, a doctor fuck up, oh, well, yeah,
G5.
Yeah, it is
fucking
frustrating,
drug addict.
like the amount of times I've been audited by the IRS for tiny incidental mistakes that were not intentional. and penalized massively, actually. Okay, not $50,000, not like Wesley Snipes or some shit, but enough that it bit. Like honestly, it was a hard lesson for a really innocent mistake, which arguably wasn't even a mistake. Actually, it's not worth going into honestly, because you'd have to fucking take my word for it at this point. But in the meantime, like as a fucking little guy, basically, I've been audited. Meanwhile, you hear about just the other day, the IRS was talking about how something like 100,000 millionaires haven't filed taxes, period, in the last 20 years. They just don't even bother filing. And it's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's just IRS doesn't do shit. And they'll audit some fucking little guy that basically accidentally fucked up a little bit one time, a completely innocent mistake, but they will basically allow literally hundreds of thousands of millionaires to not even file taxes. And these people's records exist. They could find them. They do find them. They do exist. Like the IRS has them, but it's frustrating. What can you
Well,
do?
when you're rich enough, you don't have to rely on Social Security and things like that. So why pay into it? You're already a multi-millionaire.
Hmm.
Why are you going to pay taxes on your money and just keep it all?
Oh, from what I understand, a lot of millionaires actually do because Social Security can come at you on their own, apparently. And the Social Security cap is what, 112,000 or 120,000 or something anyway. So most millionaires, they just cap out basically 120,000 and that's it. That's one of the big scams actually, because millionaires, when they retire, they still get a much higher payout from Social Security, but they only pay in as up to, what is it? I can't remember what the limit is, but it's frightfully low. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm actually, I have a friend that has taken up to help me in my fight to get Social Security. So I will actually be employed when I get back to the state of Ohio, and I will be paying Social Security until I reach that hour amount. And then I'll go on permanent disability and actually get SSD from Social Security
Hmm.
that they screwed me out of because I couldn't get enough credit hours in at work. I was too young when I got hurt. So I get nothing from the government, by the way, people. Zero. No food stamps, no extra money each year, nothing like that. They left me to hang to dry.
Hmm. Yeah, this country doesn't have too many safety nets for the most people. It's
No.
people still assume that there's something called welfare or whatever, and for the most part, there really isn't. I guess some states have some payments and stuff that you can get more as like mothers with children and infant children even then and stuff, but honestly, there's really
Free
no such
cheese.
thing as welfare anymore. It's been 30 years now. It's amazing how long it's taken for people to kind of filter through that it doesn't exist in this country.
No more free cheese.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that the game is Cyberpunk. Let's take a look at Cyberpunk. It's a good name too.
And we just rolled,
Have we said hello
ground
to
up a
Ryan? What's going
whole
on, Ryan?
bunch of
Cheers.
laughing gas.
I'm taking a
Cyberpunk
second lunch break.
2077. Oh, it might be on Steam.
Laughing grass.
Yeah, it's
Of course,
one
it's
of
not
the
on fucking
few
Mac.
that
Just
actually
literally, of
work for
course.
me. It's just a big nitrous tank.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to the land of stony weed.
Hmm.
Yeah, no doubt.
System requirements. Fucking Windows. Fucking Windows. Fucking Windows. Not that this computer could probably take it anymore anyway, but still.
Is that what it said?
Uh,
It says
Can't
Windows.
take
It says
it.
fucking Windows, yeah. Pretty much. Says, you must fucking have Windows, mofo.
Must be open relationship. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you know what? I could just honestly stream.
Well, didn't you have one with a goose when you were a kid?
Duck, duck, goose.
I got attacked by a goose when I was a kid.
Watch out for those Canadian cobras. You get
Pissed
every
at me.
time.
About it.
Blue blockers. You actually remember that, J5? Okay, does anybody remember the blue blockers commercial?
The
I do.
sunglasses.
Yeah, and then had that guy, the black guy, walking around the beach. He starts rapping. He has like that big sombrero on.
Okay, that must have been a Canadian commercial.
No, I'll post a link in chat.
Taking so long.
Maybe. Blue blockers.
Fucking Comcast. It's got to be Comcast's fault somehow. Why is this taking so long? Oh, maybe he's already streaming. All right, that's why.
Always.
So this is PH Nerd.
What the hell? Oh, there he is. I found him. What the fuck?
So, like, obviously, it's not actually realistic. Real life doesn't look like this, but I mean, it is functionally so realistic, right? It's so immersive. Immersive, maybe, is the best word for it.
Fucking Doom was immersive, man.
Did you see it the other day?
No.
The human brain remains active for up to several minutes.
What, the
Oh,
movie
Doom.
Doom?
I'm talking about like on the whole N64, was it?
I remember playing when I was in high school, playing fucking Castle Wolfenstein and Doom and stuff. That was fun.
I was the generation of Tecmo Bowl.
I had it.
I thought you were gonna say abacuses.
No, Tecmo
Abacuses
Bowl.
and
Everybody else
copper
was
ingots.
Zelda and shit.
Abacuses, copper ingots are shit, bro.
Was it you or Bo Jackson? You dominated.
You know, Bo.
No, this was before Bo. I'd be okay with a game like
Like
that,
how the
but
gun talks to him.
I would need to be able to, like,
What did that say? According to
hold the
tradition,
gun.
you're gonna burn in hell. What the fuck did that say? What does this fucking
What's
say?
loading? It's actually loading now, right on.
Look. New magazine detected message to user. Thanks, Tune.
Is this game you're playing on the phone?
Fun fact: according to Triad doctrine, you're going to burn in hell. Oh, traditional doctrine.
Traditional Christian doctrine. You are going to.
Man, how many times you gotta shoot someone in the face for them to die?
Seriously,
Yeah.
if I had a nickel for every time I had that problem.
I didn't know
I bet you the porn stars all say the same thing.
that. Okay. Just take it. No.
Wait. Oh, you're still watching it. Is this that game you're talking about on your phone, Humidor?
No, this is Cyberpunk 2077 or some shit. I don't know why we're watching so much of it, honestly. It's just like, I guess we have nothing better to do. I was fascinated by how advanced it is. No, actually, to be honest, the PUBG is not too different. Honestly, you basically get parachuted in. It's a very simple concept game. I think that's why it's so popular, and so easy to play. Honestly, you get parachuted in pretty much, and most people get parachuted literally in their underwear. There's male and female characters. It's kind of funny to see both males
Oh,
and females
damn
just
it.
dropping in their tidy whities. And then basically, as you advance as a player, you have the option of like you win some clothes and whatever. And of course, you can spend as much money as you want to. It's a whole cash machine. But I haven't paid a penny on the game. Kind of odd, honestly. Like I've been playing it quite a bit for I don't know 2 3 weeks now or something. I haven't paid a single penny, and it's been fine. I've played pretty well and everything else. So I like that. I like that they don't make it a cash machine churn. There's a bunch of games like War Thunder that's really bad at that. Honestly, it's basically unplayable because they make even respawns and stuff really expensive to like real money to come back. The fuck a respawn. Anyway, what was I trying to say? You get parachuted in basically from an airplane, literally, and then you get parachuted in normally as a four person team. And of course, depending on the teams, sometimes people stick together and sometimes people all scatter to the wind. It's a hell of a lot easier to win together, but some people are really good by themselves. And you drop onto the ground, you just end up picking stuff up. You get guns and fucking backpacks and helmets and shit, whatever. And then as you're going through the world, as you kill people, you can take their guns and whatever else. And then basically the world ever decreases basically in size. So essentially there's time limits on certain play circles. And then basically that pushes everyone into the center. And so of course in the end of the game, if there's still a bunch of people, there's a big fucking shootout, or maybe there's a sniper off or whatever. Really simple mechanics, but a really great game, honestly. It um, it's not as complicated as chess, maybe, but it's still a lot of fun. And there's about 50 fucking thousand different ways to win. You can win without killing anyone, which is kind of interesting. You can win by killing everyone. You can do some hybrid of the middle. You can work together. You can not work together. Really a fun game, honestly. Very immersive too. That's what I say. It's like, and even on the phone, I'm sure it's a hell of a lot better on the computer, but unfortunately, it's not available on Apple. Um, but it has been available on the phone. I just honestly haven't really played games for a long time, and so finally I just got back into it. It's been such a stressful situation. I needed to get something off my, get my mind off it. So I've just been absorbing. First, I was trying to play War Thunder on my phone, and then basically playing this. So anyway, both games are fun, but War Thunder is an amazing game, ruined completely by the over commercialization of games. You hear quite a bit about how everything is turned into this. Um, what do they call them? Crates, I guess. The it's basically gambling, pretty much. You pay real money basically to buy in-game currency to open up crates so you can get guns and chips and whatever the fuck. And in War Thunder, even to buy like a submarine or whatever, I was quite avid at playing submarines. To buy a new submarine it costs 15 fucking dollars of real money. I'm like, what in the absolute balls? Like as an obsessive player, I could see myself spend, oh, my favorite submarine, I'm going to spend $2 on and show my friends, oh, look at my submarine, huh? Isn't it cool? I painted it. Blah, blah, blah. But 15 fucking dollars for a fake submarine? My asshole. But I guess there are a lot of people who pay that because it's a really popular game. So, kind of disheartening. Well, look at freaking look at Ryan just cutting away. That's a very interesting way to cut that tile. Very well done. And it's going to be feathered and shit too. Look at that. Wow. Didn't even notice. Of course, thankfully he muted it. I think I have that same grinder, except I can't find it right now. I've been looking for it. God damn it. I think I have it in storage. I hope I have it in storage. I hope I didn't lose it. Um, I really want to put one of those Kutzall. Well, they have a couple different brands, but Kutzall makes a really good carbide angle. What is it called? Shaping wheel, basically. Oh fuck, things are baller. But I can't find the fucking grinder. Don't all talk at once, ladies and germs. By the way, hop on up, ladies and germs. We're still here for a little bit. I probably have to do some errands. Are we still? We're still live? I think we're still live. I probably have to do some errands in the near future, so I might not stick on too long. But we'll be here for a little bit longer. I forgot yesterday to make someone host. I forgot to make you, for example, host, Captain, and I saw that the show just basically like kept going. Sorry.
Yeah, there's nothing I could do about that one.
You do.
I was the last one off though.
That's true. That's what she said. Wasn't that
And
good?
that's usually what happens is, I'm always the last one.
That could be a superhero story.
Yeah.
The last one off the scene. Cheers, by the way, everyone in the chat. Oh, I didn't say hello to Marshall. Good to see Marshall. Hello. Who else in the chat? Midwest Outlaw. Didn't see you either. What's going on, Midwest? Both you guys been here for a while, so cheers. Howie's in the chat. What's going on, Howie? Saying good afternoon. Nice to see you. Who else in here that I have not said hello to? Firefly UK's in the house. What's going on? Who am I missing? Zestier. What's going on, Zestier? Oh, that reminds me, ladies and germs, I should have Fang back on the show, and I don't know, maybe I will, honestly, but it seemed premature because we literally just had him a couple 3 weeks ago, and then we just had him, I don't know, a few months before that, so I don't want to overwhelm you guys, and what's the word? Absence makes the heart grow fonder or whatever. But in the meantime, he just released his Jungle, which I think is guava mints by that. Om Pani Mani Padme Home. Anyway, basically another version of the same cross, basically similar cross rather. What were the previous ones? Sour Diesel, and the other one besides that was the manifestation. That was goodness gracious, I forget now. Well, anyway, the newest version is Guava Mints to that same father. So if you guys are interested, let me know. I obviously probably can't show my website on this friggin' channel because people will snipe it immediately and get us banned. But some of you know the website. Hopefully, most of you can figure it out. If you can't figure it out, please ask D or somebody. I'm sure they would be happy to tell you. But just ask me, honestly, tell me in the chat, or even just, frankly, better would be to DM me. DM me on Discord, DM me on yeah, DM me on Instagram, but remember on Instagram, I sometimes don't check for a couple days, so Instagram is one of the worst options. The best option actually would be to email me. I don't know why I didn't say that first. Just email me, fumidor@chronictable.com. If you have a Gmail account, do always occasionally check your spam if you don't hear back from me, because I still have that glitch, and I don't know. One of these days I need to figure it out, but it literally is going to take 4 or 5 hours to figure out, I think. I can't figure it out myself. I've tried a fucking million times, honestly. Anyway, fuck was I trying to say? But you know what? I've never asked ChatGPT to code me a solution. Maybe they could. Maybe it could. If you email me from a Gmail account, I might have to email you back from Chronic Table at Proton Mail, something like that. It should go into your inbox, but if it doesn't, check your spam just in case. That's the best way to reach me. Fumidor@chronictable.com. $200, I think. It's not exactly 200. I think it's because it's Fang, so it's 202 or 201 or something like that. So I think it's right around $200. Let me know, basically, if you want one. Fuck was I gonna say? Fang has a string called Mango Puff. I would want that. It's Mango Chem. Oh yeah, lovely.
I've got an Afghani mango that we just crossed with Suncy Star.
That sounds nice too. Cheers, $2 farm. Good to see you. I think we've seen you before, so welcome back. What was I gonna say? I forget now. Something. Guava mint sounds good. Damn. I'm still really hankering for banana. Uh, I don't know. It's almost better as like, what am I trying to say?
If I get back to seeds from Daga Love, I'll send you a Thai crossed with an OG that has banana and pineapple terp.
Huh. Yeah, I really like banana, and I really like banana terps in weed too, but it's
Yeah,
very hard to find. Ironically, I had a wonderful banana jack from Subcool, and I foolishly ended up killing it actually, because at the time I had russet mites, and like a dumbass, I thought that that plant was somehow the one that had the russet. I don't even know. Don't even ask me. I was just dumb. Anyway, that plant had a custardy banana with a crazy good high. It was Banana OG by Jack the Ripper. And it was really banana heavy, really custardy banana heavy. Normally you get kind of a banana peel. This was literally like custard or banana candy sometimes you'll get. No, this was custardy banana. And to this day, I think one of the rarest banana profiles that I've heard of. Whenever I mention it, people rarely ever have encountered it in other stuff. Even banana OG apparently is heavy on the banana, the green banana,
Yeah.
basically, the banana peel. So anyway, yeah, and can you believe that shit? It was custardy banana and pressed really well, like it just gushed rosin. Oh my fucking God, it was easy to grow. Oh, I kicked myself to this day on that one. And that was self-inflicted, literally. I chopped that one down myself. What's going on, bud?
uh, having my little break time. I
Nice. Right on.
realized
Cheers.
it's already almost 1 o'clock. Shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Usually I take a break at 11:30. Somehow I lost track of time today. How's everybody?
All right. What's going on, bud?
Hola.
Uh, yeah, another day. I'm in the middle, like my two partners that usually they communicate like the clone, like my one guy's Gary takes the clones. Today he's coming to take the clones. Instead of Sam writing out the list or how many numbers of each one, last night he told it all to me, and I remember thinking, oh well, wait, and he mentioned something. Oh, I haven't talked to him in a while. Like I guess they're having people go through ups and downs. Then so this morning when I called Gary and was like telling him what Sam told me, like I knew it was like gonna backfire. Like, well, he said, "Why are you telling me this?" I I don't know. He told me to tell you what to do, and of course, we were cutting back on one strain and doing more of another strain, and then Gary vetoed that idea. He's like, "Oh no, 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 no." I'm staying out of it. Tell me what you want me to do. I don't want to get into all that weird. But that's hey, partnerships, that's part of it, right? I'm older, so I like yeah, I don't bite. I've learned just keep, keep your nose to the grindstone or something like that.
Yeah, well, sometimes you need to stand up and say something.
Well, part of it is the clone orders list is taking from the moms. We've momed out a bunch of these new Katsu Bubba, but that they're not like that's part of the thing. That's not part of the plant count for the next run because we've learned in the
That's the run after.
yeah, it takes twice as much time to veg them to get them. They don't stretch at all, so yeah. And then he's like, well, why are we even doing that? Well, yeah, that kind of stuff, partnership.
Sales and non-sales. This product takes a little bit longer to grow, but it sells through.
Well, it's complicated. When you have 4 or 5 other strains,
Look in a microcosm. Look at that. We're always talking about how dispensaries are shit and this and that, but even here in the sort of in the traditional market, right, Bud, you're having the same pressure. Isn't that kind of funny? Because you're discovering yourself. You're discovering the dank ass weed that everyone talks about. Oh shit, that pre-98 bubba, da da da. But it's not commercial weed anymore. That's why you can't find it on the shelf because
a
it
lot
takes
of
so
these,
fucking long to grow. Go ahead.
and it flowers fast. That's not the question. It's just slow. It's a fat leaf. It has no stretch.
Mm.
Literally, whatever height it is when you turn it back will be like 1 inch taller when it's done.
Hmm.
Most of these other strains, they're
Yeah,
like a foot and a half, 2
2
feet
feet
tall
taller.
back, and they finish off at 4 feet tall. That's all part of the genetics of the day, and you learn how to time everything around that. And lately, like now, we're going to have a full tray of it, but lately we've just had 1 or 2 plants to try out, and we put them alongside the other plants, and yeah, the other plants basically outcompete it, outgrow it, take its space away. Like they stretch into its space because it's, it doesn't stretch. Now, once you get it all dialed in, like even the part, okay, the veg's like, okay, you veg it longer, it's for the, like even the math of doing a 120-day strain. Okay, the first run of it, for your operation, will be an issue to get to that first 120 days. But then once you're like cycling, the math still tells you that you'll be better off with a 60-day strain, right? And some of these things are like when you look at a menu and what's available in the market, and you realize, well, why isn't all these other strains still available? Yeah, there's usually pretty good reason, or things, not just that there's newer, better things. Like some of the these things I'm talking about become like factors of why, yeah, commercially, yeah, these guys run like a certain strain that it has like a certain timing and a certain stretch, and yeah, it makes sense. And lot like, oh, we have, it's like 4 weeks in, the rest of these other clones, the one that smells really cool, I can't wait till it's done, is an I-95. It stretched a little. The other one that smells really cool is Larry OG. I never grew Larry, but I knew someone that did years ago, and oh, I remember seeing his plant. Oh, it's a real stretcher. It's like super stretcher. Well, that's probably why not a lot of people still grow Larry OG. And then when you get into like the lot of commercial facilities, whether that's their all intent or not, they have to, like, in case the crop comes out a certain way, they want to be able to wash it, or they're growing it to wash it. Well, and then there's like a whole other set of genetics that are off the list because they don't wash good. And yeah, I guess home growers, we can do whatever we want basically, but in a way we're what do you call it, influenced or affected by the commercial thing of what's popular, what's available, what's hyped, and a lot of
Looks
like
like our friend Hardcore is tiling a bathroom. Sorry to interrupt.
a lot of their
Well, it's not my bathroom. I'd use wood.
their criteria makes sense. Once you get to scale, there's no arguing that, you know, that's why they run like I've always used the term like some strains are bulletproof and some strains are finicky. And that to me means like some strains, like, yeah, even if you had a little fuck up along the cycle, they still come out good. There's other strains that are finicky. One little temperature problem or a little problem along the way, oh, they're finicky, and then that affects it. Like, and if you're a commercial or whatever, even a home grower, oh well, finicky things you might want to stay away from.
Yeah, I've learned not to breed with anything finicky. Even basically every time I've come to, or what's the word? Every time I've come across an OG, like a selected OG that people actually liked, I've had really bad luck with them, and I basically really, really not wanted to breed with them. I have a couple right now that I'm just like, this is not right to breed with because the progeny are going to be garbage, basically. Like they'll have nice flavor, they'll have nice high probably, but they'll be fucking hard as hell to grow because they basically grow like a goddamn bush on the ground. You have to support every single fucking branch or it flops over on itself. Garbage
If you
plants.
think back to
Look
when
at
I
them wrong, they get sick.
started using that word finicky, was
Mm.
like whatever years ago when I was growing OGs, and I would describe it to my friends. I used to have friends I give clones to. They were just small growers, and I would say, "Oh, I don't know, like, yeah, you might not want to grow that one. It's finicky.
Mm.
Grow these ones; they're bulletproof." Um, and yeah, OG is that's the one where like even one little bleep in second week of veg will have an effect on the finished bud. Where
Mm.
a lot of strains that are bulletproof, they could go through holy hell and veg, but once they hit flowering, then that's all that matters. Is as long as they have a good flowering cycle. But OG, yeah, even the slightest little thing along the way will affect whether it comes out perfect or not. Yeah. And if I'm not one of those people, but if I was a person in charge of a mega size grow and had to make these decisions and be accountable to people above me in the chain, yeah, I could see where you'd be playing it safe, or or it isn't even playing safe. It's the smart thing to do. Like you can't. There's no arguing those some of those points.
Yeah. Everybody get ready. 420 for me is coming up.
Yeah, I don't know
Morning.
where to take that. I was just thinking like there's so much I don't know, kind of demand, I guess, for terrible product, basically. And I guess the incentive in many cases is to breed crappy stuff. Um, I don't know if I trust, I don't know Matt Riot well enough to know if he's a good breeder or not, but I enjoy listening to his podcast, and he certainly shits on cookies all the time. So I've never had a chance to grow his weed, so I don't know personally. I don't know anything about him well enough. But was I going to
Yeah.
say,
He has a problem with a bunch of people and certain people. It's just, hey, he has that certain personality. That's his character, and like I
I guess
listen
that's
to
true.
him,
He's kind of a punk,
even
so
though
kind
we're
of, yeah.
friends and understand why some people have problems with him. I don't think I'd personally jive with him and hang out with him like vibe wise, but oh, I do appreciate some of his podcasts. That there's
Right.
he's trying to like get to the nitty gritty and cut through some of the bullshit, even though there's times when, well, I some of the things he presents, I call bullshit on. But
Mm.
who am I? I didn't do the research, like you know. But he's been around. Yeah,
Mm.
he's one of those guys you love to hate.
That's what I've heard from a lot of people, right?
It's just like, hey,
Uh,
everyone has personalities. We all have it in your real life
I
too, with your friends
suppose
and
that's true.
people, and you know.
What was I even going to say? I think I was going to say, oh, they talk about how, well, I guess in end effect, the point I'm trying to make is that they talk a lot about pointless breeding. And so, for example, they talk a lot about how gelato, basically breeding anything gelato just kind of creates more gelato, and it's basically a waste of time. Anything, in many cases, with cookies just basically ends up essentially reinforcing recessive traits you don't really want, and you end up basically breeding a recessive version of cookies, which is also already probably recessive. So essentially, you just basically breeding dead ends, basically, by working with a lot of that stuff. And having listened to a number of their podcasts over the years, I can't say that I've caught every single one, but having listened to it for a while, I think that's one of their messages is that basically a lot of the stuff that you find in the market is basically bred to pointless shit. Probably number one, basically being cookies. And gosh, I couldn't agree more. There are some reasons to breed to cookies, but almost none of them are to perpetuate it down the line because it is basically some fucking recessive shit. And yet on the market, that is clearly the most popular stuff. There's the majority of breeders work with that stuff. Some breeders, their entire line basically is built on that. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, like even myself, like just through our connection of getting cuts, I would have probably, if I saw the list and knew the fact that, oh, cat cheetah piss is a cookie strain, apples bananas is a cookie collab, grape gas is a cookie collab, slaps is like
Mm-hmm.
somehow cookies in their branding, which like has that influence, like yeah, they've circled back on themselves, like, and they ended up like with so much of the market share that then they're just breeding onto themselves,
Yeah.
where you almost have to go do this little bit of research if you want to break that chain. You have to like, yeah, even though it's not like everything is just because the word cookies and burner. That doesn't mean it has anything to do with cookies or Girl Scout cookies
No,
or
that's
things.
right, because in the end, none of those guys really were breeders, allegedly, obviously.
Yeah, it's
That's
like a
my
big
opinion.
name
But
thing, and
yeah,
even
I don't
Dorado
think they're.
got just overbred into everything
Mm,
to a point where now, yeah, there's like a whole slice of cannabis genetics that came out of that, and then went back into things that,
mm.
like, yeah, it is. I don't know how we're gonna break some
So
of this.
basically all you do is end up reshuffling genes that are already there. You can't ever really remove genes. You can't ever really remove genetic information, but you can add genetic information. But if you don't have anything new to add, you'll never actually have anything to add. So you're just essentially reshuffling the same combinations over and over and over and over again, playing the same chess game over and over
I mean, I
again,
guess you describe it as like a
Nice.
bottleneck.
Right on,
Yeah,
man.
even though there's so many varieties of cannabis, at a certain point, we have in the last so many years, due to basically the marketing, branding, or the influence of certain things. Yeah, we're bottlenecking,
Mm,
and some of that is, oh, when you really get into like a real breeding project of taking things that are not related, and oh, well, that probably is going to take a few sessions in time, like as a project where, oh, you take something that's this and you put it on that, the odds are something, at least, pedigree says something's going to be there, right? I mean, it's the same thing with all breeding. Like, we just had this guy come over to file or help us with our two new tiny horses. And oh, he's been breeding and into tiny horses for 45 years. So, like, oh, he was a wealth of information. And when he was explaining the outliers and their like how they search through and culling them, and it was all like breeding's breeding, right? Like, oh, there's little parts of it that's different. If oh, you're breeding plants, you're breeding animals, you're breeding it. Breeding's basically breeding. Like the principles of breeding pretty much go across the board. And yeah, the same, like he was mentioning, yeah, the reason they like, because these came from a rescue, and in Texas there's a lot of rescuing being done on these tiny horse operations that are pumping. They're searching for outliers, like, oh, one of our horses turns out to be kind of rare. It's a pinto, but it's called a silverback pinto because it has like black and silver hair in its mane and its tail. And oh, ours is a gelding, so it's already been fixed. But oh, the guy's like, oh wow, if this was still a stud, this would be worth something because it has this trait called silverback. We didn't know. We just thought that one is called whiskey. You like this. My boss called them. I was probably thinking up names, and I probably would have been more cannabis related because she asked me to. But by the time I even had any response, she had already named them whiskey and scotch. They're tiny horses. They only weigh like 150. They're 34 inches tall. They're trippy. But there's breeding and there's breeding practices and like what he's saying is when I was like, yeah, what do you mean they're like rescued? He says, well, big breeding operations, not even big, they get to a point where they call their call, meaning they don't kill them actually. Oh, they end up being rescues because they've created so many horses they want to like call out those and only keep these and then work those lines, right? Well, he was explaining all that, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly what cannabis, that's breeding. That's you know, um, that's how that goes. And even a cannabis breeder can get to a point where they have so many things going, projects and different. Oh, eventually they have to cull a whole bunch of projects out and stick to a couple, or otherwise it'll get out of control, or you're you're not going in the direction that you're trying to go with.
Huh. over. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, everybody in chat. Cheers to all you lurkers in the background. Hope everyone's having a great day. It's almost 4:20. Get your joints ready.
We have what, 4 minutes?
But yeah, 5. I already lit up.
It's weird. My boss likes dabs, so she comes down and for the first few weeks, I would load them and clean it in between and all this and keep my banger from getting all fucked up and everything. But then the last week, I just fuck it, just let her go crazy on it. And then I don't know what the fuck she does. It's not like, oh, but somehow when I like get back to it and I want to do a hit myself, it's like, what the fuck did someone do? It's like it needs like extra help to get it back into shape. Where I get why people like a lot of times when you go hang out with people with these dab sesh, they offer you, but it's basically you just stand there until they hand it to you and you hit it. You don't touch anything because I get it that their stuff's expensive, the glass, the whole stuff. And I've thought to myself, yeah, like if I went to a hangout, like yeah, the people doing that basically are stuck for an hour or two cleaning their rig and sharing with people, but it's like this, like 90% of their time is cleaning the rig, right? that's like I remember years ago realizing if I added up all the time in my life that I spend per day per year rolling joints, like as you get older, I'm like, yeah, wow, that's like a decent amount of my life and added up. That's pale in comparison to what like an older dad is gonna think when they're like 60, looking back, like how many hours are like, you know, like even if I just spend, let's say, a half hour a day rolling joints or that, breaking up weed, or 15 minutes a day, every day, and then you add that up per year, it starts to be like, wow, life's short as it is, at least from my perspective. I'm like, holy shit, life's pretty short. Now you spent X amount of your life like rolling joints.
Think of it as a meditative process.
Oh yeah, it is all that, but ultimately, like, I just remember doing the math in my head and realizing, that adds up to a lot of like a big chunk of time.
Spending an hour a day rolling joints is a day well lived to me.
Oh yeah, we make our joints, but dabbing, like, like that magnifies the whole time suck part. Like, even if you're not dunk tanking and doing all that, the process of that dab, yeah, it's time consuming.
4:19, got a minute?
Oh, I gotta hurry.
Hurry.
Hey, Five, I thank you for those DMs because somehow you hear me blurt out weird things and then you send me, because I know I can go on Google and find out the answers to the questions or the thoughts I have, but you always seem to know exactly what I'm wondering.
Well, remember last night I was confused as to which one was the one that Boston Roots did. Yeah, I had it backwards when I was saying it on the show last night.
1. Cheers, everybody.
But both of them are great fucking cultivars, actually. Regardless of whether that dude's a douchebag or not.
Yesterday, when we had a meeting, the kid that gives us all these happened to be there, And then we've already taken clones, and we have the Sherb Crasher a few weeks in, but he was telling us, oh, dude, double down on that one because, oh, the facilities are running it and killing it with it and blah, 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 blah. So, and one thing, everything like, oh, it's been 3-4 years of this relationship with Homeboy. I remember the first time because like I'm like older, so sometimes when somebody younger is talking all this mad shit, I discount it a little. Like I don't know if that makes sense. But then over time I realized, oh no, this guy, like everything he's ever said, it's been exactly like dead on, not just some bullshit.
Well, every cut you've gotten since I've known you have all been legit, to say the least.
You've known me. I've been doing this a long time. Oh no, there were a lot of trails of wasted time and stuff. Not that like a lot of times it would be that that person didn't deceive you or anything. It was just that, yeah, there was a lot of hype or bullshit. Like not, yeah. Years ago, it was so different than it is now. Like like today, there's the internet, there's information train, there's the communication amongst us all. Yeah, so many years you didn't have any of that. You just went on like whatever somebody said, and they're just going on what somebody else said, and not everybody. I don't think people like deceive. So there were some true deceivers mixed in there, but I think a lot of the misinformation wasn't done with ill intent. It's just like, isn't there something if you like line up 100 people and then you have like a very simple phrase and you tell the one person to whisper it to the next person to next, that by the time it gets to the end, it like will morph into something that doesn't even have any uh, resemblance to the original statement.
The game of telephone.
Broken telephone.
I imagine that
I can't stand that.
has only been magnified, meaning, yeah, like I kind of call it folklore because a lot of the stories that we base all of those genetics on is basically, I guess, in my mind, folklore. It's due to prohibition and just the way things were. There's not a lot of like factual. There's some, especially more recently. There's more facts, but like a lot of the stories are just folklore to me. Like they wouldn't stand up in a court of law because it's basically I would reject hearsay, because most everything hearsay, no foundation, right?
Through that. What up, Smash?
Hey, Smashed.
Go on, Smash.
What's up? Trying to enjoy the weather,
Mm.
even though it's gonna rain. It's fucking pretty warm out.
It was pretty sunny earlier. It's a little cloudy now, but actually we're gonna have a couple of good days too.
Yeah, down here we have a couple sunny days, and then today it's looks like it's moving in. My boss told me it's going to rain within the next 24 hours. I stopped paying attention because she always knows, but it's been a season. Some like living in SoCal, sometimes we didn't really have seasons. It was just all one thing. The last couple years we've had like, it's definitely winter time right now, and raining and cold and more rain, and can't complain about it, but man, I'm over it. I can't wait for like a week or two of sun.
I haven't even looked outside yet.
Now,
I woke up about an hour before the show.
Be in the 50s and the low I mean, 60, high 60s in the day, even though it's like cold to me, cold and weather and rainy. But I forget who was on here maybe it was last night, and they were saying, oh, well, I think it was Fumi. It was like, oh yeah, it's 47 out or something. Like, oh, 47 is cold. Like that's when I realized I'm old and have arthritis.
It's weird how bodies like acclimate. People acclimate like plants do,
For
to their
sure.
environment.
For sure.
Yeah, like people aren't built to live in freaking freezing cold conditions, but we adjust and we do. We survive and thrive.
Right? Like I always joke that I call myself a fair weather friend. Like, yeah, I'm born and raised in Southern California. I've been around a bunch, but basically have lived in Southern California for 60 years. Yeah, I'm a fair weather friend. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you live in paradise, bud. That's for sure.
We have weather and stuff. I mean, at least to me, yeah. Fuck. We have a lot of heat. Like even now, all I have to do is remind myself in a couple months that I'll have the same routine as now, but it'll be like 90 to 100 degrees, and I'll wish for a day like today.
But you guys do get those coastal winds and stuff. It's not so much humid, is it? Do you deal with humidity?
Particularly do live. Like one of the reasons I gravitated to this area over my life. Yeah, I consider like this little pocket, oceanside vista, out here to Fallbrook or what they call North County, San Diego. Yeah, it's expensive to live here, but it's one of the nicest places on the planet.
Do you deal with humidity in the summer? Or is it a dry heat? Because you got that coastal wind.
We have a thing that affects me, and over the years, it's called the Santa Ana conditions, which is basically the desert air from Greenfinger's area blowing offshore. It makes for the most beautiful sunsets, and for human comfortable. Oh, it's nice. It's dry heat. A lot of times that's single digit humidity for days and wind. Yeah. Like over the years, I would sometimes have to make little adjustments in drying weed. A few years ago, I had to make an investment in the humidifiers for my dry chambers, because when the humidity drops single digit or in the teens, and you're in the middle of trying to keep a 60 whatever, oh, that's hard. And yeah, when it gets single digit, it'll what you call it, flash dry your weed. Like fuck, next thing you know, your batch 2 days later is crisp, but it's terrible. It ruined it. You can't re-moisten it. It doesn't. You can't get it back. Terps are gone. And over the years, sometimes we've been like humming along. It's always the case where, it's week or so many days of the drying process, and you're just down to the last couple. And then you go to bed and wake up and Santa Ana conditions hit, and you look at your gauges and it's single digit, and oh yeah, you're fucked.
You just made cardboard.
Yeah. But
the only time we see low humidity like that is winter time. I think we've gotten down to like 11% because we're running the wood stove, and yeah, you learn from that mistake. Let me tell you, 11% humidity when it dry cycle sucks. Yes, it is. What's happening, homie?
Cheers, my man. I didn't see you pop on the screen.
No, it hasn't been giving me notices for some reason for the high noon one and stuff. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. But
I saw you pop in late last night into chat.
Yeah, Yeah, I took a weed nap there at some point. I think I woke up at like 3 a.m. or something, and you guys are still on. And I was like, yeah, sweet, okay. But you're talking about getting off, I think around 4 o'clock or so. So I just headed back out here, did some stuff. But how's everybody?
Good to hear from you, man.
Yeah,
Good to hear from you.
yeah, I'm not going anywhere. We're muttered in. It fucking warmed up and rained, so we have no snow now, and like 1-2 foot ruts through the roads and shit.
Crazy,
Go
crazy
outside.
year.
Yeah, you go outside, you sink to your ankles in the friggin' dirt.
Yeah.
So stay home for a few days, let the wind and stuff dry everything up a little bit and let shit drain off. Hopefully the rain stays away, but we're supposed to get hammered up some more here in a little bit. Some more rain.
What I'm hoping for is that the freezing actually stays away, because with all the blooms popping and this and that, like it could really mess up a lot of crops, a lot of trees, a lot of everything.
It did that to us
Uh,
last winter. In December, it warmed up for like 2 weeks to like 70 degrees, and all of a sudden, like all your bulbs and stuff that were in the ground still, they're coming up, like some of your lilies and shit. The trees are trying to bud and whatnot, and
oh,
kind of that's what was kind of assuming and thinking that, man, this is really going to screw up like the tree cycle and some of the other plant cycles and stuff. But it actually it the trees dropped some of their leaves early because they tried to produce some of those leaves like in
Right.
December and January, and they weren't supposed to. But the trees almost looked a little bit healthier and fuller after that. Like almost seemed like maybe it was a helpful thing, but who knows? I don't know.
You know, like that those stressors that bring out those secondaries that we all strive for. Maybe it did something to the tree. Woke something up in it.
Well,
Pick some different microbe into.
at least, and I don't really pay that much attention to Farmer's Almanac like I used to, but I used to read that shit a lot. Yeah, this year would be what would be. Yeah, late. Don't the mistake would be to get yourself going early this season. Like I know a lot of people try to go year round, and they got, but as far as like real full term regular season, I think this is one of those years that's later. Oh, we'll forget all about this winter once it's behind us, and yeah, it'll be a later season.
What I'm afraid of is the snowfall in July. It's like if it's this nice in January and February, watch what happens in July or August. Or we'll get freaking snow or something crazy like that.
Well,
yeah, we're
even
famous
like
to have snow on 420.
A book like
Right,
Farmer's
right.
Almanac
420.
is less relevant today, is because really what that showed and is how weather was like pretty consistent, right? Like, regardless what zone, there was rain. And then in this modern era, the last so many years, there's no consistency. The patterns are all over the map. Like you say, it could have snow in July and be hot in January and weird shit. Where in the past, there was always the odd year, but you can look at data to show that, no, for the most part, we had like really set weather. Agriculture was everything. The wheels of agriculture worked around that.
I seen sorry.
Even that's why they call certain moons what they call them, and like all the different things. It's all about the weather and agriculture, right?
Yeah.
I seen a.
Go ahead, D.
Oh, I was just gonna say I seen a news article there yesterday that I guess the bears in Ontario are already waking up because of the weather change here.
That's no good.
No,
Yeah,
I know.
I tried to go down to the store 2 nights ago and got down the hill because of momentum and almost didn't get back up, but kind of pounded it up through the mud. But there was a few different trash bags on the side of the road on the way up, which is saying the bears are out dragging people's trash away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, heads up, everybody.
Like a bear has no real idea of time or any of that. So, but a bear wakes up what, months early? Like, does it have any idea that it's like that, or it's just another what part of his life? But that'd be weird. Like, if, like to
Those,
like through your instincts, wake up at
you want to know
whatever.
what they do, buddy? It's sad, but it's true. Like the males that'll wake up early on a spring like this, they'll go hunting for cubs. They'll go hunting for the cubs in the freaking in the still
Because like,
hibernating with their mom,
it hasn't happened, so like there's
and
not
that's what
any.
they go to eat.
Right?
See what my road looks like.
Horrible.
Yeah, go to the grocery store.
I can't see it. Where am I?
Go to the subway.
Dead fish is in here, dude. I didn't know either of you guys were in here. I thought you were just in the background. It wasn't
What's
big
up,
on my
gentlemen?
screen.
I seen a
What's up?
I seen a video on YouTube. It was a news article actually in BC, in British Columbia, where a bear actually walked into a Subway store and went behind the counter. Nobody was there. Like the lady was way in the back, so she saw it on camera and like took cover, locked herself in so she was safe. But yeah, the bear went around the topping counter, to where the
Well,
toppings
remember
were, and sniffed
all the
about.
videos
Walked
when
back.
COVID happened, and then people were like locked down in their house and in different places, like animals, like within a week, already like we're like, oh fuck, nobody's out here. Well, then we'll take over the fucking streets. Like there was, like the animals, like it made me realize, like if somehow we vanished, oh, they would just come right back. Like they would rebuild it fast. Because like even during that COVID, that month or two, we were like all locked down. It there was like examples of nature like coming back. Like I remember seeing videos of like things like that. That yeah, the streets were empty, so then the deer basically just came down and were kicking it.
Yeah, that's crazy. You can't imagine them. Ugh, like eating a cub. Like that
Well,
like watching those National Geographic shows and shit. That's like that was the part I could never stand. Was like, oh no, they're gonna fucking kill a baby. Fuck. But those males will kill the cubs just to get the females back into freaking their cycle again, so they can start fucking. It's fucked up, dude. That's how much they fucking do like sex, I guess, huh?
well, like we have a real stud on our property, but he's like 18 years old. But like it's a known thing in horses. Some of the ways to die is if you have a female horse and he on your property, even though you have turnouts and fenced areas, keep them separate. The stud will get whiff of that and literally will like fences that are yeah they don't care. They'll die.
They'll run through that fucker, dude.
Impale themselves on a fence to try to get there. Like there's nothing that can stop them. Like
well, I mean, when you see what a horse is working with, I can see where like that probably be the same thing running into the show. There's no blood anywhere else.
Yeah,
dude. Hey, as a kid, like there was a couple times when, like, well, whatever. I grew up with horses. My mom was a horse lady, and not like 100,000. My mom would take like the fucking rescue horses and shit. But anyway, waking up as a kid and going outside and seeing your horse being mounted, I fucking screamed and I screamed bloody murder. You know, Mom, like he's killing her. He's stabbing her with his sword.
They're coming right for us.
Yeah, we had a little mini pony that we had for a while that we rescued, and it used to come right in the house and come right in the kitchen and fucking get snacks. Fucking walk right up the stairs, walk right back down the stairs. Yeah.
How fucking cool is that?
Yeah, kind of.
Chippy as fuck, man. I think, yeah, I
You
guess
know,
living with it every day.
yeah, when you want it to do it, it's all right. When you're not expecting it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only been like 3-4 days since we got these two minis that we rescued that are here. And then we found out that if you say cookies, like somebody, like they know that they like literally will come up to the gate and expect.
That's their word, huh? That's funny. My mom calls them cookies too. I guess I'll like have different. There are these like horse treats, and they're not like they don't look like a cookie, but it's a bunch of shit ground up in I don't know what it is, but she calls them
I just
cookies.
a common name for an animal's treat, I guess, because that's what I do
I
with my
guess,
dog.
yeah.
You
No
know,
matter,
I
no
always
matter
Our
the
ask
type
dog
my
of
dog, "Do you want
eats
any
our
cookies?"
cookies too.
Yeah.
yeah. Huh? Okay, so it's not just me.
They've always been cookies.
Yeah.
I get fish, by the way.
Come
So
here,
would I
old
be.
lady. Can I poke your cookie?
Nay. Where are you heading off to there, dead fish fan?
I am just getting home from work.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to making it another day. Hell
Heck yeah. I'll make something for dinner.
yeah. Love the end of the work day. That's always the best part. Being done.
Yeah. My wife's usually just leaving right when I'm getting home. She works 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. at the hospital. So we're usually just passing each other.
Enough time to kiss her on the cheek and say goodbye, huh?
Pretty much, man. Pretty much.
It's gonna be good and bad times.
Yeah, huh?
It's good.
Usually don't think big little sister. If she comes home, say hi. There's a guy just to you, be nice. Be nice. Okay? I'm gonna be nice.
Put a little humidifier
Is D
in
talking
here.
to the pussy? Cat? Maybe?
So has anybody grown the gummy bear from North Star?
No, but I bet it's fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
start.
like Joel's work.
I'm gonna start him here.
Oh, Revoltion's live again. Right on.
That's fucking, that's a nice one. I
That
bet.
time of year. There, I shut down the indoor setup because I just had too much going on and too much going on with the outdoor to take care of and stuff. So
I'm hoping these bounce back, which they should.
what do you got going on, Smash?
They were just all
I don't know.
they were all cramped up, and like these three were in solo cups. These are multiple plants. This one's got
Yeah.
4. This
Four.
one's got
Yeah.
3, and this one's got 2.
What are those like 5 gallon fabrics or something?
Those are 10s.
10 gallon fabrics, yeah. Yeah.
So I went
I
from
tried
a
a
1
couple of them
gallon
in
to
there. I've
10.
got a couple and a 10. Yeah.
And those are all regulars, but then these are all 5 gallons. I transplanted them all 2 days ago, so they all should be settling in.
Give them a week and they'll start flourishing and stuff. Look like they're just a little bit hungry being in those solo cups is all.
Got the temperature up in here.
Yep. That'll be good too. Yeah, the temperatures.
Just put a little humidifier.
That's what gets me here a little bit is the root temperature growing indoors and where I do it. It stays nice and cool even during the summer and obviously during the winter time, but even during the summer and stuff. And we're in a real cool area anyways right here. We don't really see anything really hot in the summer. Like our average is somewhere between like 60 and 75 on average. So our nights are cool. Our nights get down to like 50 in the summertime every night. And I think one of the issues is like the roots and the pots stay too cool. When I'm feeling those and taking temperatures and stuff, like they're always cold. And knowing what I know, like gardening outdoors, that is such a huge thing is having that ground temperature, having that warm temperature. You know, you're not talking
Yeah,
super warm,
that's
like it's
why I make
75,
sure
80
that
degrees out, but you've got to be like 65, 70. I think it are close to the numbers that we're looking to
that's
shoot
why I
for.
made
But
sure they weren't on the ground. And I have a thermometer right here telling me what it is down at the
it's
furthest
right
layer.
there. Yeah.
Then I get a
Yeah.
couple more.
So my next
Here,
run, I'm gonna try to make some sort of adjustment for that, and I can't really think of any way to do it aside from if you could somehow put the pots underneath a layer of something, but that would make it
we use
such a
that
pain in
pink.
the
We
ass.
use that pink insulating board. That pink
Yep.
foam insulating shit. We use that up here. You gotta have something on the ground, even in the summer.
Right on the ground. On the ground, I do. On the ground, I do. But still, even that being like in the back room or whatever, the root area, the pots and stuff are still like I said, when it gets down to like 50 at night and stuff, sometimes that room it warms up, but it never seems like to warm up the pots and the floor area. It always seems like it's too cold from the temperatures. I
Right.
understand that we need to be doing stuff outside and how your gardens work outside. I'm not translating that indoors. I need to find a way to warm up my root areas here a little more because I think I'm staying too cold. I mean, not that it doesn't grow decent inside. I just think you can always do better. And I think that's
Yeah,
one thing.
it's just a thing that comes with growing in the winter here. I think like you deal with that slow growth and aside from like spending money and buying heat mats and whatever else,
Right.
that's about it. Shit. Yeah, it's a constant battle growing in these frozen tundras where the ground's frozen a good portion of the year, quite literally, and a lot of us have them in basements, on top of it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've been muted in this whole time.
Oh, hey, Captain.
Captain's like, why the fuck aren't they talking to me? No
listen,
shit.
it's only been
Have
Welcome
you
back.
been muted the whole time? You didn't know?
So why don't
3
you
hours ago.
take a Walmart Homes fan, put it on a 10-inch one, put it on the ground and point it straight up. You put
Right, yeah.
two of those
Here,
That'll
as
help.
10
revenge
by 10
captain,
room.
first of all, I'll
That'll-
talk right over you. As revenge captain, you can be the host. I was wondering like who I'm going to make the host because I have some errands to do, but since you've been muted the whole fucking time, you can be host now. And that way, now everyone has to listen to Captain. I think I'm going to take off here in a second. But in the meantime, ladies and germs, thanks for stopping by to High Noon. This is not the end of the show. You guys can continue, but I have some errands to run, so I'm going to bounce. Have fun. Have a good time. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the obviously website that I can't show you. Just telepathically, you should know it. Try to guess what it might be. Don't forget we have delightful merch on there, and of course, fine genetic preservation kits just in time for your spring planting season. Ladies and germs. Other than that, I guess I'll leave it to you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Nice, D. Nice guess. D. Are you going to do a takeover this Saturday?
Yeah, you got it.
Sweet, right on. Good to see you, D. And I guess I'll leave it at that. I'll leave Darth Vader golfing on the screen, but I think I'm going to bounce here. What's that? Who was saying? Oh, see you, Smash. Later, Smash. Adios, buddy.
Stop back in and say hi if we're still on a marathon run. Excuse me.
Right, nice. See you guys. Maybe soon.
Well, I didn't start drinking, so I may be up for a couple more hours.
Bottle of Casamigos here. I could sip a little tequila with you.
I got a couple bottles of bourbon here.
So yeah,
I will.
I'm pretty happy
I can't drink alcohol. It just twists my
with
stomach.
you, bro. Yeah, with like how I'm buying another light Friday.
Looks good, Smash.
right
A lot more room, dude.
I know. Yeah. Especially when I hang another light up there, I'll be golden.
Should we sit here and get drunk, Cap, or what?
That room would be thumping with two of my lights in it.
Oh my God.
I was looking at a 315 CMH.
Booby shot.
I think that room, the way you have it set up, if you put two 315s in there, that would cover the rest of the area.
How big's your room,
And you
Smash?
could even leave that little 100 up.
I run two 315s and a 6x12.
Yeah.
Probably gonna end up
And
bringing.
it covers fairly decent for what it needs to do.
I want to bring this downstairs. This little tent. It's gonna be my new seed starting tent.
But the problem is every time you build a spot, like Smash, I heard you the other night mention that, we're doing the room, want to get out of the tent. You needed more room to be able to move around and wanted some room around the girls and stuff. It never fails. No matter how much room you build yourself, you always end up filling it up, or the plants themselves fill it up for you. And
I
then
was about to
you're
say
back to
that
square one in 3 months.
the girls have a tendency to notice, hey, we have extra room. Let's grow a
Yeah.
little bit wider.
That's why I'm like a believer in the, light the room, not the plant. I'm not going to sit there and keep moving my lights up and down everywhere and try to focus this on that. I'm just going to put my light up at the top. It's going to light the room. The room's going to be made for whatever lights I have. I'm not going to sit there and put my 315s in a room that have 20-foot
From the
ceilings.
window to the walls.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
So what it
I
lights,
don't
it
wanna
does, it
go-
does.
I don't want to go crazy. Like, I was thinking, I got a 600
1-gallon pots.
and I was thinking adding like a 400 to 500 watt LED board that like has a decent spread, because then I'll have 1,000 watts and the spread will be pretty good. And then I can
in
use
that 6x12, I have a double E1000 that I flip on when I'm into flower and stuff. And at times I will run all three and whatnot. Yeah, and more light. I'm always a fan of more light.
I might
yeah.
go down there. I have a whole thing of Mylar. I might put some Mylar up just for the hell of it. Fucking just, it's literally just sitting there, so I might as well try to use it. But I went down there when the lights like were off, and I went in the room. I zipped it up, and I sat down. I let my eyes adjust, and there's no light leak.
Yeah.
So I did pretty good sealing it off. Even if I turn the lights on in that section of the basement, there's no light leak, which is good.
What? Oh, the cats. Hi, Moo.
And then what are you doing for your fan? You exhausting out of the room or into the room? Are you pulling out or are you pushing in?
That's what she said.
You want to run all your equipment too, because I've sealed my rooms off before and then fired my fans up with everything closed and sucked some of my seals off.
Oh, boy.
Minor stuff, but little things.
I have humidity on a controller. If the humidity ends up getting too high, it will dump the air from the room outside.
Yeah.
Right now. But I'm not actually, right now I'm just dealing with, it's kind of low humidity, especially since I've added the lights in there. I put the HLG at full power. So my humidity's been a little bit lower. I just added in a little humidifier. Should last. I connected it to the other side of the humidity, so it's bouncing on and off. I pretty much just condition the air of the basement. But yeah, I exhaust out. I need to get a 6-inch hose so I can attach it to the duct fan and bend it out and down, because that's the only place where the light really is leaking. Like, not leaking, but potential. What's my lighter?
Uh,
And then when I do my dehumidifier, I'm putting so my dehumidifier just blows right out of the top. I have a piece of metal that like you put on the side of a house that like vents downwards. So I'm gonna put it on the top of my dehumidifier and vent it down towards the plants. So that's moving air too. But I don't even need the dehumidifier right now.
it's gonna be moving hot air.
Oh, it's warm down there, dude. I was starting to sweat.
Well, dehumidifier puts out heat.
I got the heater on a little bit. I need a bigger heater now. That's the other problem.
Now, watch it there. Well, you've got a humidity gauge there, so you don't have to worry about that because your humidity will drop like a rock putting a bigger heater in there.
Oh yeah, I know.
Depends what you run for heat though. Like, because in the wintertime, how I run a wood stove here, it dries our heat up wicked bad. So in my
Yeah.
back, when I'm running in the wintertime, I'll run a propane non-vented heater where it doesn't vent the exhaust outside. So then you get the CO2, a little bit of CO2 to your grow. And you also, when you burn propane without an exhaust, it adds moisture to the air as well, which is, not a ton, but it's enough to do what you need to do usually in the grow area.
Yeah, I don't fuck with.
I used to run the propane in the greenhouses too, just for that at night. And I buttoned them up with a double layer.
But in my basement, I don't think I'd run propane. The only thing I'd probably do is hook up or buy a natural gas heater and have someone come and hook it up to my line.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Yeah,
That's right. You're in the
what I
city.
would
Yeah,
do.
you got natural gas there.
Yo, Southern, I saw your
farm's
gas.
got free natural gas.
I wish it was free. I think, but the thing is, our natural gas is cheap compared to my electricity here.
I have a brand new fucking one of those instant hot water heaters. There, it's natural gas. We don't have natural gas up here. I had to buy a propane one. The one that was natural gas didn't have a conversion kit because normally you could switch all that type of shit over with a conversion kit and just make it a propane, but it's not. So now I'm stuck with like an $1,100 fucking natural gas instant on demand rain heater, like wall heaters, brand new, never been installed, nothing. Fucking sounds like you need a smash.
I could use the hell out of that if I could move to the farm in southern Ohio. Well, we've got 5 oil wells, and natural gas is a byproduct of them bringing the oil up. So it feeds 2 houses during the wintertime. But my mom put it in a trust, and in the trust it's written in that I can't live on the property because she knows exactly what that natural gas would go for, and it'd be buried in the side of a mountain.
Do you pick up rocks when you see them, like cool rocks?
I'm gonna order ink.
You are, yeah. I'm always collecting anything. Like I'm always either looking up or looking down.
Well, next time you find a like golf ball to like baseball size stone that like speaks to you,
have you
bury it underneath one of your ganja trees and let the roots form around it.
Yeah, actually, that's funny you say that because here, like these beds here, I took and dug them down into the ground, and this one here actually has like I don't know, it's probably like 4 feet across. Like it looked like a 4-foot round fucking quartz rock down there. And I was gonna dig it all out, but I ended up leaving it and whatnot, and just I don't know, it was a good thing to leave. But that's what I do.
Plant on top of that.
I know people.
Every time I go out, like I'm always collecting all these different weird fucking rocks. Like each one of these has come from a different trail or a different walk or something, and
So
has
once
like
the
something
plant's like
a little
established,
different.
you can dig out underneath the roots and then put uh something in there. That's how they do
I
it in
did that
Bond.
with a 1 gallon.
But
There, so it looked like it was
say,
growing on top of a rock like this.
Mm-hmm.
I washed all the
but
roots
it's
off.
cool with those big fucking trees. You can like literally, because I saw you were collecting your old stumps and shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's cool to see have a big fucking stone underneath it. I
I know people that
don't
put
know
like
if you
a
want to get into the
stone.
boo boo, like they pull energy. If you're like feeling energy from that rock, then
I
that
know
can
people
work
that
its way into your boo boo plant.
Yeah, and that's what I think that's
Little boo
what's
boo
going to
its way
happen.
in.
I know people that put the stone in the roots and they let it form around it, and when it's done, they make sure it's long enough to be a walking stick. Then
Yeah,
they pull it out, they tie the roots up to the where the rock is, and they
Yeah,
lacquer it into a walking
dude, that
stick.
that would be badass. I've been
that's
looking at
that's
these
that's
and
the
wanting
idea,
to
but
like
it
carve
doesn't
some of
always
them and
Yeah,
just
work.
I'm
make
gonna
like
need one of
walking
those.
sticks with them. But
Oh,
yeah,
they
that's
are
a
cool.
badass idea.
I grew up next
Yeah,
to
I'm
a
gonna be needing one soon.
I grew up next to a family. His dad was like a train guy, and he did woodwork, but he did like wood sculpting, and he made like walking sticks. He taught me how to do like the steam bending of wood. He had a whole thing outside where it was a big steamer, and he'd bend the wood and shit. It was so cool. Oh, I really, dude. Have you guys ever seen the PEX piping, like heat pipe? It's like the
Yeah, yeah.
plastic flexible stuff. So they make kits where you can put it in the floor and build a subfloor, and the whole floor will be heated.
That would be pretty easy to just build yourself too. Now that you mention it,
Mm-hmm.
and just keep a
So
bad like
We
heated
just
water with like with like an aquarium heater
yeah,
in it or
we
something like
use
that.
water. We use water through it.
Hey, Southern, that's an idea for your floor.
I need to shave. My
You can
mustache
get
is in
those
my
aquarium
nose.
heaters that keep water pretty warm, I think. And you just have
Oh
to have
yeah,
a
Get
pump to
about
recirculate it.
they make
Keep it running 24/7. Those pumps
they
are
make
cheap.
no, you
they
need
make
something
heaters.
a little bit more industrial than a fish tank heater,
I
bud.
know. You think? Even one of those big ones
Yeah.
with a thin freaking like fucking half-inch
No,
tube?
Actually, there's a guy on
oh
here
god.
that's
Go ahead.
got a brand new $1,200 system that would be perfect for that
I'm talking
idea.
on mute. Uh,
So,
I've been muted for a minute.
grab that system from him and put your heated floors in. That's what I would do
That
if I
would be
had
a
to build
badass
a new
idea. I've come
house.
across some of that, ton of that PEX stuff. Yeah, I've got a boatload of it outside, and then you could go so low tech with that. Like I've got some extra copper fucking that I've come across. You could just make a copper coil and set it over by the wood stove, and that could be the heat source in the
Oh
wintertime,
yeah.
and then you just got a low key pump. Like what can you get for a low key pump? What does a car have for a 12-volt pump that you could get? Like you could use a gas pump and pump water through it, right? Like go get a fuel fucking go rip a fucking fuel filter or fuel pump out of a car and just utilize it for water instead. And then you could run that off a 12-volt battery
What's up, kitty?
or a converter into your wall or something. Yeah, that'd be pretty cheap and low key. That'd be a cheap way to, the most expensive part would be probably the subfloor that you'd put on top of the fucking PEX piping, you know?
So
But just,
I love
yeah,
I
that.
could
you,
I
find
love
another
I love
use.
having it, the copper coil by the stove is the best.
yeah,
Fucking
hell yeah,
idea.
fucking right. You need a little extra heat. Have it so you can put it on top of the stove in case you need a little extra heat, and if it gets a little
I
too
mean,
warm,
Fucking
you can
it
throw
awesome.
it
doesn't
inside.
even have to be
You know?
that hot
Hey, if
though.
I
Like,
have a copper coil, it ain't for that idea.
it doesn't even
Captain
have to
some
be
liquor.
relatively that hot. It could be
No, it
something.
wouldn't have to be.
flowing through
I'd have to look it up. I think that's like around ideal temperature, because that's something that like everybody should research a little more is uh the temperature it takes, like the ground and air temperature. There's a formula that you figure out for when you're doing your blocks of corn in the spring and in the fall, or in the spring and in the summer, that you figure out your ground temperature and the air temperature, and that allows you to figure out how to plant your blocks of corn so you don't have them all running into each other and finishing at the same time. So I don't know. The ground temperature, I think, from what I remember, I'm always forgetting shit. Fucking 65, 70 degrees is what you're looking
They
for.
make livestock heaters too. For
That's
like
fucking cool ass. Not that's some knowledge there. That's good to know.
if you have like animals that have like a tub of water, they make a heater where you just put it inside and it will keep it not frozen over the winter.
Yep. I picked up 2 of them big Rubbermaid containers, 100-gallon. One of them I have flipped over on one of the beds out there to try to keep like a little warm dome. It never froze this winter to doing that. And we picked those up. Like normally they go for like hundreds of dollars, $100, $200 a thing. We got them for like $25 used, something like that. Doesn't wear out really. You know, maybe the horse chewed on the side of it or something a little bit. Fucking, but you know, you ever looking to buy shit like that, there's other places to go where you can get it fucking very inexpensively.
Dude, I've been Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist.
Yeah.
I remember
People
when
used
we
to buy
had flea
hookers on
markets.
Craigslist.
There's still flea markets, but it's not like obviously it's winter here. There's only a couple indoors.
Yeah, it's tough this time of year. You got to be online looking and searching. Yeah.
But
So is there like a VPD chart for that air to ground temperature?
I'll look it up a little bit later and stuff, and fucking next show or the next time on, I'll throw some more information out about it, or send
Yeah, that's
you
kind of cool.
information on it. I just, for some reason, I'm stoned right now. My brain is doing a fucking brain fire. It's such a simple term that I just can't think of it. It's one of those fucking stupid things. But it relates to like the ground temperature and the air temperature. There, you've got to have both of them in order for certain growths, for certain amount of growth. So not that you can't grow in 50 and 60 degree ground temperature, just obviously the plant's going to grow better
It's
and
really
faster
slow.
in say 70 degree, right? With 80-degree temperature outdoors and 70-degree ground temperature, the plants grow at this speed.
Yeah, but as
60
soon as
degree
you
ground
get
temperature and 60-degree outdoor, they grow at this speed. And there's ways of doing the math and figure it out so you can match stuff up and get them to not finish at the same time. So any of that type of stuff correlates into our outdoor growing as well.
Right.
You know, not that we really plant like corn and harvest it the same way, but we do in a way too. We kind of try to pull a couple harvests off a year, so this can speed things up or slow things down depending on what you're looking to do.
As soon as you get like 12 inches in the ground, it's pretty stable. That's where like
it doesn't change much.
Yeah, that eco, like where you dig down real deep and you pipe in air from down below.
I wonder if we know somebody that's done something like that.
I'd love one of those.
That's
so cool.
China.
Damn cat.
If I ever did a greenhouse, I'd probably do a geo heater.
Right. What's those name of those greenhouses you dig in the ground? Like you'll dig it half of it down into the ground, so you're utilizing that effect.
They have like
a
Waltini.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got like
is that what it is?
half, like up to your waist is bricks, and then the rest is straight glass.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, those glass like fucking cinder block type
Those
fucking
are beautiful.
thing.
That's
How fucking cool would that be? Fuck.
That is like my
yeah, the old school. Dude, nobody wants those fucking things anymore. They're so like ugly old school, considering in like the building world and whatnot. Like you could be able to pick those things up probably pretty cheap.
Man, that'd be fucking dope. Have your fucking end cap.
Or get real crafty and like you see some of them people that will build a wall out of say like earth earth clay that they've gotten themselves in
Nice.
like
That's
recycled bottles.
Does this mic sound good?
Yep. Yeah, you sound good, man.
Check one, check two. Panic in the zoo.
Stamping dirt into tires and shit.
Dude, I love these
Yeah,
microphones.
yeah, I've seen that too, building the walls with the tires and the dirt.
The mic don't mind.
So, dude, this
Consistent.
mic was $6. I got the receiver and 2 microphones, and I was like, they're gonna be trash for $6.
Right,
I got them on.
you question how they can make it so cheap and still.
2 turntables and a microphone.
And then I recorded a video, and I was like, holy shit, they sound pretty good.
That's dope.
Yeah, having
I
a
like
mic
that
makes
one.
a big difference.
No, that's been.
Sounds dope.
But
I'm
yeah,
out of here, guys. Have a good day.
Hey,
You
D,
out of
Later.
good night. Homie.
Yeah.
Later, dude.
Don't forget, everybody. Saturday, 10 o'clock Pacific Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. The takeover on this channel. Peace.
Don't forget, keep high sticking.
Yeah,
What
man.
time? 10 a.m. Thailand time.
Brains.
Sunday morning.
What time is it where I'm at?
Keep your sticks high sticking.
We need to bring whiskey and weed Wednesday back.
No one. I think it's only you and Fumi that drank.
Yeah, I can't.
Well, the other drinkers left.
I drink, but I don't drink much. I'm a lightweight. I'll do like if I do 3
Oh,
shots of
believe
tequila on
me.
here, trust me, I'm wasted.
Yeah, I'm drunk. I'm pretty tipsy at 2 drinks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if
Especially
I do 3
if I
shots,
get them down in half an hour.
I'm hurting the next day from 3 shots.
You guys like my microphone? I just clipped it to the top of my Moose Crossing sign.
No, there
Shut
used
up.
to be a Moosehead beer. I remember that beer, Moosehead.
Yep,
He sent me this. He sent me buttons. Or pins too. Canadian.
Hey,
And he sent me a bunch of
getting cold.
Lay's ketchup chips, which is my favorite chip ever.
jeez.
Let's see, I got a jacket around here. Yeah, I do.
Oh man. It's one of those fucking days. It's like it was nice, it was warm, but it's been like dreary.
Just
Been
one of those
sunny
days.
as fuck here.
I gotta figure out where I stashed all Fumi seed there. I bought some seed, bunch of seeds off Fumi there last grow season. I can't figure out where I fucking put them.
Oh, I have something
Start a bunch of them.
for you that would it. So the papaya rum cake is an early finisher. She finished between 55 and 75 days, every phenotype. So the one I crossed her with, was really early finishing because I wanted to find the early finishing I could. And I think it should be really good for our climate. Like I know it grows good indoors because obviously our outdoor season hasn't started yet. But I would love for you to try some of the papaya rum cake outside this year if you want Southern.
You gonna make any femmes?
Back into
Yeah.
where I can.
That
I'll
Southern
send you
breaking
a-
up?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
started.
I probably am. I'm in the back. I'm in the back here, away from everything.
I'll send you like a 10 pack and you can go through. They should finish early for our season.
Yeah.
Yo, Smiley had a good idea for a window wash pump. What up, Smiley?
Oh, yeah,
What up,
yeah.
Pizza Pirate?
Yep.
What else we got in there?
Yeah,
Jones
that
and
would be
Girls?
yeah. Good. Those are off 12 volt and stuff, and then yeah, you could flow the water. But well, the window wash pumps though, they come on and off. So I wonder they probably wouldn't want to run long term to flow the water, through the floor like that. You'd want something that wants to run more long term.
Yeah.
Feeding the wildlife to hunt them is
Use
illegal.
the window washer pump though to make your own little sprayer system to fucking
Dead fish is over
spray the
there trying
pest
to
and keep the
fucking
top moist and wet.
bring in some deer to kill.
No, you
You're
can bait
muted.
in a lot of states. You can bait.
You can bait in
Yeah,
Ohio. You can.
you can't bait here. I don't think. I think you
Nah,
can
It's just
bait.
certain times of the year you can't put bait out. Like during hunting season, some counties and stuff ban that. I know.
Yeah, you can feed like 6 months up to 6 months before hunting season, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't hurt a deer, man. I just like to look at them, bro.
I like venison. Sorry.
Cheers, Doc Diesel.
Nah.
Cheers,
We got a whole
Pizza
bunch
I
Pirate.
that
like
come through
rabbit.
here.
I got
Stones in the
turkey.
grill.
I've been thinking about doing a wild turkey hunt, getting my turkey license and
I'll
taking
kill
out some of
those.
the population here.
There's a ton in Massachusetts. Yeah, you guys are overpopulated with turkey. We had shitloads of them on the Cape.
They ask us to report them because there's so many.
Dude, we've got them in Michigan and Wisconsin too. It's crazy. You'll be walking in the woods and the ground will literally explode with them,
They're
dude.
aggressive.
And they leave their mark, boy. You can tell
Yeah,
they were
they're
there.
aggressive. They'll fucking chase you down.
But they'll tear the fuck up out of the ground too in the woods.
Yeah.
You don't
I don't know if
think
it's
about
good or
the
I don't think it is.
turkeys,
Fine, it's the best.
The
but
thing with the
they
turkeys,
they're in gangs. You just don't see like one or two turkeys.
gangs.
That's kind of rare. In
Yeah.
Michigan, they're like 30,
8 to
40,
10 a ton.
50 in a group.
We roll 30 deep, son.
But like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting attacked by 30 fucking turkeys? Fuck that. Oh, I don't know what would be worse. That or like a fucking bear.
but the other
we
thing
don't-
is,
We don't
the
get
reason
drivers
why
past my house. Yeah, I
the
don't know if you
reason
guys
why
have
we
that
have so
too, but-
many is because they live on the border of like cities. They're not really deep into the woods. They're living like I
Yeah.
have a bunch near my house, which is I have a bunch of woods next to me. So they're living close to like the town where there's not many predators. The predators stay further out. So they
Yeah,
just
the deer know that too. Yeah, we have deer like on our city streets. Like you're driving down the freaking housing place, like whatever. They're everywhere. Fucking deer are
Yeah.
everywhere.
I almost hit
And
a
they know that
beaver.
shit too. They know that they don't get fucked with in the city. So then every 5 years or so, they bring in snipers, dude, to shoot fucking deer.
The
Crazy.
cars in Cleveland just hit them.
Why is my face plastic?
Yeah, I used to have fucking deer
Seriously,
laying.
they sniper them out, J5?
What up?
Because Cleveland has
J5,
a
seriously, they
big.
sniper them out, buddy?
I can't hear you.
They sniper them out?
Yeah,
They bring in snipers to shoot the fucking deer? That's fucked up.
Yes. And then they tried to. Well, they started doing this finally because people started complaining about it. But now they have it like sectioned off into units, certain little spots, and they let bow hunters get first dibs at it now. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
they do that on the peanut farms down here, man. They let you they give you a permit to take like 4 or 5 deer a year. You can just walk around on their farms and shit.
You know
Easy
what?
picking, man, because there's like
owner.
bunches of 15 or 20
Yeah,
of them. Yeah,
that's
the
not really
property
hunting,
owners
it's
don't
more
care.
like poaching at
I
that
can
point.
take as many as I
Right.
want.
They ought to just do something like that
Anytime.
and turn the food into the city to help the homeless or something.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Well, that was my idea with going and shooting the hogs down south. Was shoot the hogs, have some community already waiting to pick up the meat and take it and have it butchered, and
Yeah,
just
take it back.
donate all the hog meat that I shoot.
Yeah.
Now, there's
You
things that
get
could be
paid
done.
$50 a hog, and you donate all the food.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. But
Yeah, like
the hogs
we have people
are a bad
starving,
problem.
and that's like good meat. It's better than anything you're gonna buy in the fucking
Oh
store.
yeah, that's real
Yeah, I
good
know.
meat.
And then just
Yeah,
how
we
good
have-
it is
we
for
have-
you and for your
It's funny how
skin
we
and
have a
your body.
we have a food problem where everybody's fucking hungry. We have fucking food running around Texas. Fucking feed people with it.
2 packs of cigarettes.
A lot of communities.
Not all fucking invasive species are a bad thing. Like fuck, that's free food. Fucking let's do
Well,
it.
that's like
Coordinate it.
carp. So if you can go fishing in most places in Northern America for carp, and you can pull out as many as you want because they're an invasive species. They're actually really bad for
I ain't
our
eating carp. Sorry. I draw the line there.
You got snakeheads too.
I
Dude,
draw the
there's a
line at
bunch
eating
of
carp.
invasive fish.
Yeah,
gonna
we
have to be
got
real
snakeheads
hungry.
here in North Carolina.
Those
They're
things are
pretty.
weird.
They're
Those are
invasive.
the ones that walk on the land, right?
They don't go
They
far,
can.
man. They go a few feet, and they can stay up like a catfish. They can stay, and they can breathe for about 3 or 4 hours. So they don't
Yeah,
die.
those are those weird. Like if you watch them and they want to like go over land, they just wiggle their way like a snake.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they can go from
You'll
canal
see
to
them
canal
crossing
that
the
way.
streets here. Yep.
But there's a
They'll
lot of
cross the road and go to the next side.
carp is one of the only species I can bow hunt for fishing.
Yep.
I love bow and arrow. Like I'm a bow. Like I grew up shooting a recurve bow, which is just a single string, not like a compound. And I've always thought like bow fishing and spear fishing is really cool. And the only thing you can really do it to is the carp. And they're actually pretty good if they're cooked right. Fried carp's not bad.
You know what they do here, Smash, in North Carolina? They do this thing called gigging, where they got this pole with like three
Oh
spikes
yeah, with
on it.
the lights.
Yeah, they gig
Yeah.
flounder. Yeah.
When I was in 4-H as a kid, I used to shoot single string smash. You had to have three you had to have three disciplines to go to these shoots or whatever. You know, like I did like silhouette BB gun, I did silhouette 22, and then I did single string compound. Everybody, all the other kids had their compounds, and I had single string. Boom, doing it old school style.
We did
25 pounds.
I don't remember. What
I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And then I got a big boy recurve, like a longbow.
Recurve. That's what I was trying to say. I couldn't think of it.
When
I remember I had to
turned
like
eight, I
get
got
on
a 12 gauge.
bowl between my legs. I could barely get that string to set.
So my dad had a Thompson 22 pistol for competition shooting. So it's like a 50-yard indoor shooting range. We go downstairs and they have like 5-6 fucking different slots and they do like shooting competitions.
We used to practice at the armory.
Well, I always went to the sportsman's club every Sunday when my dad was alive. Well, when I was younger, we would go every Sunday to the sportsman's club, grab breakfast, and then go shooting, or I go shoot my bow or something.
Shooting trap is my favorite.
I went for lunch and
there's nothing more
food.
fun than shooting plays.
I like trap. I'm not that good at skeet. I like the one.
I like lunch and dinner.
I like sportsman's clays. Has you ever done that?
Yeah, where you walked on the trail.
Yeah, that is fun. Sportsman clays. It's like I'm imitating like a rabbit running on the ground or something.
Well, they do it all. They do rabbit, grouse. They have brown. They have yeah, it's cool. We've got a few of them around here.
I shot a grouse in the air with a 22.
We also had these guys called the Minutemen.
That's the luckiest shot in the world I ever had.
So I think it was 2 Sundays a month. These guys, the Minutemen, would go into the middle of the woods, start up a campfire, shoot muzzle loaders, throw knives and axes, and they cook their breakfast over the fire. That was cool too.
I've seen those. I've seen the History Channel before.
Yeah, they're just old school. They like the muzzle loaders. They had that's where I learned to throw like axes and knives, was the Minutemen.
Nice.
I learned on the farm because Grandpa would give me a list of chores to do. I'd do the chores and then I'd have nothing to do for the rest of the day. And
I
even at
learned knife and
6 and
fool.
7 years old, I had a 22 long rifle. It was my mom's.
I learned cutting suckers.
I shot a Ruger 22 long rifle for a long time.
Yeah, that was my first like nice 22
Christmas.
was a Ruger. I had the original freaking Daisy did a 22, made a plastic 22. They did like one run of them. I still have it, dude, and it has this little extendable stock on it.
I've shown you
I
guys
got it when I
the
was like 7 or some shit.
so I've been trying to
Probably
buy
worth money.
I've been trying to buy this air rifle for a long time. And the
Yo,
reason why
Southern, you still here?
the
Have you
reason
ever
why
heard of a Daisy 22, plastic 22 before?
Not
They
a
did like
regular
one. They did one run of them.
BB gun or like a pellet gun?
It's a 22, a Daisy 22.
No,
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
plastic.
Yeah, plastic with a plastic extendable stock. It's fucking crazy. From like probably the 80s.
so there's this company called Benjamin. They do air rifles. They have like air rifle that shoots a bow, and then they have air rifle that shoots a 457 slug. Here, I'll show you. They're $1,000.
Dead fish. I have the same print on a shirt. On the back of mine it says hot as a pistol but cool inside. You're on mute.
That's Mikey. That's not
Oh, it's
Jerry.
Mikey. I thought it was Jerry.
Yeah, it looks similar, man. It's the white hair. Yeah, that's Mikey.
I have you on a tiny little screen. If I had you on TV, I'd probably be able to see it better.
Yeah,
But I have a Jerry print that's similar to that.
I do too.
You know, it's just white on black like that is what I'm saying.
I got one too with the Jerry on it.
So this is
I think we all do.
Yeah, probably.
Can you think
shit?
I got a Brent shirt.
Can you think of spending $1,000 on an air rifle?
Yeah.
It's expensive.
If it can shoot a regular slug, hell yeah.
You know how I said we were like shooting at the armory, right? Well, they donated us a bunch of fucking one cock, one pump, whatever air rifles that were like used for training and shit back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They like 22 caliber air rifles. Pretty fucking cool.
So this one can
My wife
take
made
down.
that.
This one can take down.
There you go. That's dope.
Yeah, my wife made that. Pretty good.
Oh yeah. I love the shades. I love Jerry and I like when with the dark and
So this launches 357 PCP pellet, 1,135
You're doing dope, dude.
per second.
How many feet per second?
1,135 FPS.
Dude, that's good, dude. Dude, that's good, man.
That's
Yeah,
moving.
that's pretty good velocity.
Hey, I probably shouldn't repeat this, but it fucking happened and allegedly this dude out west, you know those like that kind of a air rifle. He shot it at the deer thinking he's gonna scare the deer, you know, because the deer was fucking around with something. And it fucking killed it, dude. He dropped it with the fucking BB gun.
He probably got it in the eye.
Air rifles.
He shot it right in the neck. Got it right in the neck.
So
You
they
can
make
get them what a 50 cal now or something.
Yeah, they no, that's
Especially
they,
if
What?
they were hunting.
Fucking crazy.
What?
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
big
like you don't need
huge.
a powder gun anymore, or like a black anything
You know, like,
gunpowder. Like
He wasn't expecting to poach
air
a deer,
now.
I guess, but you did.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to have a gun because of my charges. I'm only allowed to operate. I think it's black powder or
can
some
now.
shit like that.
Right?
Yeah. Primitive weapon.
Yeah, I
You
can
can't
use a
have
blunderbuss.
real Yeah, you can't.
Right, yeah.
That's
Oh,
all
There
I
was a
can own.
blunder busting in town earlier today.
Exactly.
My buddy's got like a crossbow and stuff, and those are fun. But like, I don't know. I used to have a Daisy BB gun. Then I was stepped up to one of the spring BB guns that like crack in half.
That's the
And
ones I'm talking about.
yeah, those
That's the ones
those
I killed the
are
deer
fun,
with.
too.
Wow.
I'm actually scared to go back to Ohio after they changed the laws because now you don't need a permit to carry a concealed weapon. And you don't need a permit to carry a weapon in Ohio out in the open to begin with. So, yeah, Ohio just got really scary for
Florida
a
just
lot of
did some
people.
stuff too.
That's some down south shit right
A
there,
lot of the
Captain.
pellets too are pretty wild that they've got now that you can shoot there. I've got a pretty wild, just like air pellet gun for if there's a pest or something I gotta take care of small. Even pluck a bear in the back of an ass, with one of them with like a flat tip pellet or something, just get it out of here or something. But
Yeah.
they make them so powerful today, and then a lot of the designs of the different pellets and everything that they've got. Okay, and I know I've got some with some cool looking like bright orange tips on them, so they look really
Yeah, you
cool.
can get hunting ones. You can get there's a whole bunch of different selection with the pellets too.
Rodent.
I mean,
I
they're good.
see a lot of guys going into like the barns and using like the night scopes with the air guns, shooting the rats and the mice.
So these are $30. They got a ballistic tip on it.
I'm sorry, guys. I like firearms.
And me too. And this shoots out of so this is a 357 caliber, 145 grain, 25 count with ballistic tip. It shoots out of that big air gun.
Jesus. Damn. They've changed since I was a kid.
It's made
No
for hunting.
shit.
Yeah,
I remember BBs came in one size and pellets came in one size, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So you're not shooting. I mean, you're not shooting those to like target practice. Those are for hunting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But like the reason why I like this one so much is because all you have to have is a little air compressor, and you
Oh, you
hook it
fill
up.
a tank? You feel like a tank? Yeah. Yeah, that way you don't have to keep buying shit, man, because it gets expensive.
3,000 psi.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Carry a little
it's got
5-pound
it's got a
tank
little,
on your back.
yeah, and it's got a little 5 clip, uh, 5 round clip. Most air guns don't have multiple bullets. You gotta
Loaded
shoot
each
one
time.
and then
Right, you gotta reload each time. So it's like more like an auto.
it's not an auto. You still gotta it's
Still gonna chamber the round.
a bolt action.
Semi-auto.
Yeah. So you,
But it's
dead
cool.
fish fan, you can't even use a crossbow, can you? Because
I
of
don't
the
think
trigger.
so.
No,
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 we went
when you
to
got an F
Dick's
on your report card.
and
No.
tried to I think my wife tried to get a license, and she said they said because of my felony she can't have one in the house. So I didn't even fucking try, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Because
can.
I asked about that when I got my felony. I
regular
said,
bow
"Can I
hunt,
have
though.
a crossbow?" And they're like, "No,
And
you
black
can't
powder.
have anything with the trigger."
Oh
Black
wow.
powder though.
Yeah, black powder's okay. I don't know why.
But you
And
can
then
I
you
guess
can
I
have
can't
a
take a
months
lot of
compound
later,
too, though.
I guess I
You
can't
can
two
take
have
a
the
months,
lot of
compound.
people out quickly with black powder, so they figure that's okay.
Yeah.
2 months later, the state of Illinois goes medical, and all of a sudden, my felony within 6 months after that is expunged.
Did they do it, or did you have to pay, or was this like an automatic thing?
No, they did it automatically for me because they fucked me. They knew it. I mean, my videotape and audio and video went out just as I was refusing to search. And they had multiple cars there. I mean, literally 8 cars.
I don't have much. I just have a couple mushroom charges, but they were both felonies, so it kind of fucks me, you know.
1,987 grams of stem, leaf, and debris. My partners in California took the trash and threw it into the truck.
Mm.
The 2 ounces of dried flour I had in front put me over 2,000, intent to distribute. Then they found
Yeah, they don't care.
187
There's no way that there's
doses.
root balls and everything.
Yeah,
That's what
especially
they
in the
did to me
90s.
to get me the over the pound.
Yeah.
My name was in the paper every week because of the 187 hits of acid. Oh my God.
Well,
Like that.
that'll fucking do it.
I ended up, because of the tape being fucked up, it was like the feds still want to take this. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll just take the attempt to distribute charge instead.
So then
because that's 15 years minimum.
I don't know if they're the same exact seeds, but I have Larry Legend going right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna do these right here. I'm gonna start these right now.
Well, then what
I
are
just
they?
took in a couple
Wait a
solo
minute.
cups there. Just put my
So
bottoms.
I had bad luck. There's 3 seeds in there. I only had 1 pop.
You only had 1 pop.
Yeah, there's 1 vial, but it's strong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do these in some paper towels then, and I'll do another one. I'll do couple other ones there. Maybe the hang time there. I had good luck with the hang time last year. I did a couple of the Gary Payton Oogie Boogies outside, and I took one of the males and actually pollinated our seed there, increase for this year.
Harmony?
Do what?
Do you like Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, hell yeah. How do you not? All right.
They're playing in Worcester.
Are they?
April 13th.
I remember them from high school, man.
I'm going. Miranda Family Farms is going, and then Marshall, Miranda, me, we're going to see Papu, Styles P, and Gorilla Zoe at the Toasted Gym on 420.
Old Styles P. Again, man, I can't think of any of the names of the songs right now, but no, those are some of the better stuff. Like, they didn't have a ton of hits, but the couple hits that they did have and stuff were cool, and fucking the beats were good because I always had like beats in the car and whatever we had.
I just like going to smoke with the homies.
Is the Centrum still there in Worcester?
Yes, but it's the DCU Center now.
God, man, I went there back in the 90s, man. That place was a shithole then, dude. It was bad. It ran down.
If you went to the Palladium, then the Palladium's a shithole.
Oh, okay.
Sister-in-law just graduated down to the guy there.
It's one of the oldest fucking venues in Massachusetts, and dude, people say the upstairs is haunted. Like, I've talked to bands and stuff that stayed there and shit. They're like, yeah, upstairs is creepy as fuck. I was like, yeah. I went up there a couple of times, but I don't know. It's like ran down.
Imagine all the shit that went on up there.
Yeah. Hey, man, I lived in Massachusetts for a while, and I had a lot of fucking weird experiences, especially out on the Cape and some of them old ass houses from like the 1700s. Man, there was a few times I swear I saw shit, felt shit. It was just eerie, man. Some of them old places. You go down in the basement, they're like cobblestone, crazy shit, man.
So
there's some places on the farm.
Almost 100 years old. It opened in 1928.
And that's not even places Massachusetts shit. There's a lot of 1800 shit there.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, but
17. Were established back in the 17s. around
Yeah.
this
I
area.
mean, 1928 is pretty old. 96.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's old.
Yep.
But once you get
On
into
the
like old
farm,
farmhouses and
shit.
stuff, it's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Belchertown Mental Institution. There was Worcester Mental Institution. There's just a couple others, and
Then you
those
got
were
like Salem, dude. Salem is
Mhm.
huge for a lot of spooky shit.
that's where the
Good
witch
stuff.
trials happened and shit.
Yeah, fucking they used to burn fucking people there and stuff.
Down on the farm, we have 3 areas, and one was, well, they were all inhabited by the Indians at one time because you can still see some of the drawings on the walls. But the farm was part of the Underground Railroad because we're right across from the Ohio River from West Virginia. So they used 3 areas of the farm to hide the slaves when they were coming
Wow.
through.
I didn't know it
And
went
when
that
I
far
would
west.
walk into those areas, I felt like, I shouldn't be here type
Yeah,
feeling.
there's a house like that. Harriet Tubman, actually, there's a plaque on it that says Harriet Tubman's Underground Railroad. It's in Leominster, Mass, and it's just creepy.
I'm gonna go down there with a metal detector and see what I find.
That's
I was
that's
born
the
in
cool
a
thing in Massachusetts. That's a big business is
Hmm.
getting people's old properties, letting you metal detect on them, especially
Yep.
where like the Civil War battles happened and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find a lot of good
No,
shit. I like
like
going metal.
Connecticut and up in
It's all
your
over.
area where they actually printed coins in like 1650s, and you can find those in the ground still because I watched some guys up there that do the metal detecting, and they're pulling 1750s coins out, like the first US coins, and then you have one for Connecticut and one for Massachusetts that were like 1600s. They want to find those coins, and they do.
Oh wow. I'm surprised I
Really
found
good.
these. I've been looking for these for a long time.
Ooh, what do you got?
North Star.
West Coast Sour D.
West Coast Sour Diesel from the Vault.
Nice.
Nice.
That's really nice and healthy.
That's a
It
good
says
one.
East Coast Sour Diesel cross the Fresno OG.
Nice.
That'd be a decent one.
All right, what do we got? The gummy bears at Afgooey times Frisco OG. 58, 67 days flour and
Says
Isn't that
top
flour
gooey a
with
CBD?
experience.
No?
What
What's
was that? I'm sorry.
Oh, it says top quality, not feminized, so they're regs.
Yeah, these are regs
Dead
too.
fish. What was
Isn't
that?
Afgooey CBD? Afgooey?
F-
No.
CBD?
no.
There's two Afgooies, but they're both high THC.
There's an Afgoo and there's Afgooey. But not that I know
Jet
any of
fuel
them
or
have
berries.
CBD, because I grow Afgoo in southern Ohio because it finishes at the end of September.
I might add these to the
We're gonna get
raffle. The raffle I'm doing.
You guys want to hear my Bone Thugs story told to you by a frog?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, this is all allegedly, right? And it happened like 20 years ago now. Well, I used to date this girl that would wear like men's wife beaters as like her onesie.
Yeah, if she's got nice nipples, that's pretty cool.
Like she'd throw a bra on and panties and wear a dude's a wife beater for her outfit. So if that explains anything. But
Yeah.
she may have allegedly ended up on Busy Bones tour bus outside of the Quest in Minneapolis and smoked crack for her first time.
I hope you didn't fuck around with her after that, man.
She was definitely getting a bone
Right?
For the love of my
or
name.
two.
She was a hot little number, I tell ya.
Well,
Yep, that's my Bone Thugs story. But yeah, I loved them.
not after
High school and
that.
shit. That was my shit.
The hard work
Just
done.
boning Biggie. Just
Aw,
boning
that sucks. And you spent all that time loosening her up too, didn't you?
Supposedly they play all the old songs, and then little Easy E's son's gonna be there, and he plays all his dad's songs.
That'd be
That's
dope.
cool. Yeah, hell yeah.
I was always a big Easy fan. I was an Easy guy. Like everybody had their dudes from NWA. Easy was mine.
Right. Yeah.
But
The
every
CB4.
gangster liked Easy E, son.
Right.
He was
You
the
must
only
like
real one.
CB4 then.
Easy
They
E,
hid that
NWA.
dirt. And he got
paid off at the NWA.
That's what he got. This is
Weird. Someone actually got arrested in Tupac's murder.
Yeah, I see
I
that.
hear it, but I don't know if it's real.
Nowadays, now they're trying to fucking charge somebody. That's me so fucking hoaxy bogus.
This is 30 years ago now? 25?
Yeah, right. It
He
was
admitted
90
to like
something.
being
Wasn't it?
already.
It was
I don't
like
know how they're going
90s
to prove
something.
shit. I don't know.
Supposedly, yeah, I don't know. Suge's already in jail though, so
Well, like you kind of said, allegedly this happened 20 years ago. Well, people are getting to the
September
point,
13th,
well, hey,
1996.
it happened 20,
RIP.
30 years ago. Here's the real truth, what happened, people. And
Tupac was alive.
on that.
Somebody wants to make money. Somebody wants to make money. The whole thing's going to turn into some fucking
movie
for money.
It's going to be
Johnny
a
Cash
movie.
down in the Bahamas.
He's already got a movie. Tupac's
There'll
got a
be
movie.
another one.
Yeah, well, that one ain't making money anymore. Time for another one. Oh, I just found a piece of purple corn on the ground.
I heard Tupac's at the bottom of hardcore as well.
Tupac's still
or
alive.
bottom of his compost pile.
He's just in Cuba.
Special Tupac mix.
Jimmy Hoffa was in my backyard.
He was a smart dude. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to the story, but I don't know. With today's world, I would have thought in this amount of time somebody would have seen him, or there would have been something that he is still around and still alive.
Yeah, cell phones kind of put an end to all that hope of he's still alive shit, you know.
I think so. I mean, could a guy like that live inside a room and never leave? You know, granted, he had enough money to just go buy himself fucking, an island and whatever. But then there's people that you have to be in touch with and stuff. Like, I don't know, I don't think he's out there. What are you licking the frog there?
Yeah, I keep one on tap. It's called milking. It's called milking.
Yeah, you milk them. You milk them morningly.
Yeah. One back here, one here, two up here. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
The first grower I met in Cleveland had a couple of those toads.
I got a buddy that's got them. He offers them to me if I want one, but I don't like keeping things like that alive. I'm afraid I'd kill it. I don't
want to take care of toad. Even if
but this is the same dude that you walk into his bathroom. He's got a fucking alligator in the bathtub type shit.
Yeah.
Like he's got them everywhere you can put an animal. He's got it.
Man,
dude,
you got an alligator in the bathtub. I ain't pissing in no toilet. I'm pissing in your sink. I'm pointing the other way.
I brought 75 catfish home and had them in the tub for 3 days.
Dude, I was just gonna say the same thing, son. When I was in high school, we caught me and my buddy Corey went out and got just shit faced sloshed up above the dam, and I caught a fucking 41-inch, 41-pound catfish, dude. I mean, his mom was gone that weekend. We went back and stuck it in his bathtub, and she came home like fucking Sunday morning or whatever. And there's that catfish in her bathtub. She both freaking had a heart attack. Huge fucking thing. We ended up smoking it. It was disgusting. I think we left it in the tub too long. Fuck.
Yeah, if you're gonna put any type of fish in a tub, put a fish pump in there, give them some oxygen to breathe, and they'll be all right.
We were drunk teenagers. We weren't thinking that way.
The catfish, though, they do pretty good without an air pump. They
Yeah,
went 3 days.
they're one
Yeah.
fish that can live for quite a while with
Yeah,
minimal air. They're fucking prehistoric. Have you ever caught a sturgeon?
they're
Those are
in Lake
trippy.
Erie,
Those are trippy.
and they tear apart the
It's like a
big
dinosaur,
propellers
for
on
real.
the big lake boats. I know that. I've seen them.
We've caught them catfishing, mostly on night crawlers. They look like night crawlers
1,500
at night sitting on the
pounds,
bottom.
1,200 pounds.
But they look like fucking sharks coming in through the water, but the sucker's on the bottom of that nose, that hard pointy nose. Fucking
What's
trippy,
that?
dude. You're like, wow,
They're
dinosaurs do exist.
prehistoric. They're prehistoric.
Chickens aren't the only dinosaurs.
The ones that they come up with that used to come up in Cleveland because they would get hit every once in a while by the boats. You know, a lot of those were 800 to 1,200 pounds, and they just look like prehistoric monsters. And they say they're like 200, 300 years old.
I've been to a sturgeon fest. There's this town in Wisconsin. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the sturgeon capital of the world type thing, right? And they have the sturgeon fest there, and they have the old pictures from back in the day, like the 50s and 60s and shit. Dude, they have like the sturgeon poles, right? And there are sturgeon that are 8-9 feet long, dude, caught in the river. You know, like crazy monsters, dude.
I've seen some of the craziest catfish. Those things can get so big. But tuna, I love watching a boat bring in like a big tuna.
Sturgeon's got to be the largest inland
I would
freshwater
think
fish.
Yeah.
it's like a dragon.
Yeah, they're trippy, dude.
I tell you
Yeah,
what,
I've seen some pretty big coats, too.
reportedly,
You have to get tags if you're deer
Reportedly-
hunting to keep them.
around the Pomeroy area, which is where my farm's at, the catfish, if you can catch them in that area that are sitting on the bottom, you can pull up 80, 90-pound catfish. They are massive catfish because the river right there is pretty deep. That's also where Mothman collapsed the bridge into the river too.
Oh yeah,
It's been 7 years, and this video still hasn't hit 500,000 views, but it's close. So everyone in here watches it 100 times, and it might hit 500,000.
Dude, I got a post taken down the other day because I'm trying to do a raffle on Instagram.
What does 500,000 mean?
Nothing.
500,000
Is it? Do you get like a cookie or something?
in my own mind, yeah.
Ah,
No,
I've
I shot
watched it
2
already,
videos.
Ryan. I watched all of them.
Yeah, the
He
one
did
that
a
we
bunch
shot
of
has like 600,000 views or something, 700,000.
He did a bunch of them, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he did it for years. Well, she
Yeah.
did it for years.
I think I got I got sucked into that little rabbit hole one night, and I think I watched the whole fucking lot of them.
Oh, that's impossible in one night. It took me years. But he used to put
There's
videos
that
on
many?
every Thursday.
Well, maybe I skipped over the ones that didn't interest me or something because I remember watching a whole shit ton of them.
Yeah, goes to all different countries and all sorts of shit, like the porn awards and fucking Comic Con and the
Yeah.
Juggalo. Jogo's Juggalo is one of my favorites.
There
Oh,
was
I
a
hate
short.
Juggalos.
He goes to the gathering of
Any
the
of you ever
Juggalos.
seen? Have any of you ever seen On Acid? There was only like 4 or 5 of them that they did, but they did like the Westminster Dog fucking
I think so. Did he
kennel
go to
thing or whatever the
Monster
fuck
Truck?
On Acid. They did
Did he go to
like
Monster Trucks too?
what's that?
Was it Vice? Did he go to Monster Trucks too?
I think he did Monster. I don't know if it was on Vice, but maybe. I think he did do Monster Trucks. A whole bunch of shit. Yeah, you're right. There was Monster Trucks, so maybe it was Vice.
I just rolled 2 joints and I lost one.
Well, good thing you rolled 2.
Roll
So
2
you know they're
more.
working.
Oh, I
Right,
found
things
it.
happen for a reason. You rolled 2 for a reason.
Well, I'm going to my homie's house.
After you find
Yeah,
that
you
other
need to
junk.
take 2 at least. One for the ride there and
So
home,
yeah,
and one there.
apparently you can't do raffles on Instagram. Even
You
if they're
can't
for
do what?
raffles on Instagram.
Other people in chat? We could do
There's people on Instagram that do live and they do like, 10 spots. And when they get the 10 spots filled, they kind of do the drawing or
Yeah, that's
whatever.
probably what I'm gonna do because I have pretty good pack. I'm gonna add that pack of North Star Genetics to the pot. So you'd be getting that. You'd be getting Sun-Grown Mids, Duke Diamond, Mr. Swift Cannabis, Miranda Family
I want
Farms.
that shine apple. That's okay. I'll get it from Duke. Me and Duke have got a trade going.
He doesn't have it anymore. Pineapple's one of the ones he lost.
I'm not going to get a pack of seeds. I'll end up getting a cut.
Same thing with
from Duke.
Screaming Eagle. I don't think he doesn't have Screaming Eagle anymore.
I do.
There's a whole bunch of people that do.
The Screaming
Believe
Eagle.
me. I asked Duke about it. I have a deal with 5 breeders, and I'm feeding them certain Thai genetics and Asian genetics that aren't available to anybody else.
Those shine apples.
So,
Virginia Beach Afghani does Screaming Eagle, and Screaming Eagle's Airborne G13 to 88 G13 hash plant Afghani. So it's like super Afghani.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of Duke shit. I've got Screaming Eagle.
Yeah.
I've got 2 of the Dominion Skunk. I've got Freebird. That's another Screaming Eagle cross. I've got Hoodoo. That's that collab he did with Skunk VA. I've got Local Skunk, I believe. And like a pack of his femmes from the Brothers Grimm days. Can't remember what that is either. Oh, White Widow or something. I think it's the Sharon White Widow to something. Fuck, what was it?
Wedding Cake Dark Heart clone to Cindy 99 Brothers Grimm.
Dark Heart.
From this dude Purpose Genetics from Mass. And I figured, fuck it, I'll throw it in because I like C99. I also popped actually I wanted to look that up. Wilson Otter Pop.
Otter Pop? That's a good one.
I got a C99 going right now that the damn seed got stuck on like a fucking helmet head. And when I came back from Atlanta, I put some water on it and fucking let it go. And finally got the bitch off,
Ooh.
but now it's all deformed, and I'm like, shit, and it's all slowed down. I think it's gonna be mutated the whole way now because of that
It
that
might
one
grow out of it. You never know.
So it's Wilson
time of
cross
year.
Animal Mints and Gelato 41. That sounds good. That's gonna be good. Wilson Otter Pop. Then I got GMO.
That 41. That 41 does good in crosses. If you don't use it as like the pollen donor. Like that Gushers. Gushers is a nice strain that I think that's TK by 41.
I don't know what Wilson is.
I've
Wilson's
got
like
TK times TKM10.
What's that?
I've got a TK times
Oh.
TKM10.
Wilson is shit. I know what it is. I just can't think right now. I'm brain farting.
Tropical cookies.
It's got trop in it. It's got heart trop, but it's got like 4 other things too.
It comes from Oni.
Oh, is it papaya? Banana, papaya, yada yada. The trop.
Yeah,
Wilson's
exactly. There's
banana-
like 4 or 5 crosses in there.
Yeah.
So Wilson's
like that.
Banana OG crossed to the papaya. Then they took that plant and crossed it to Tropicana cookies.
There you go. See, I was on the right track.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You see why it's a hasher?
Yeah, I've got
Just
some
from
Oni's
reading that.
packs.
Got that banana OG and that papaya in it. Yeah, she probably dumps. And trop always washed well too.
Can't sell those packs either here in Thailand. Can't believe you can sell copycats
I've
for
got a couple Wilson
9,000
crosses.
baht though.
I think I've got Wilson to what was it? Some Mac cross. Mac Stomper, Wilson Mac Stomper or something like that.
That sounds right. I got GMO Wilson.
There isn't much you didn't hit with it.
Well,
yeah, I don't know. I got 2
you're
packs
not-
like in a trade one time, and I don't know if I'll pop them or not. They didn't really like interest me that much, but it was like the deal was
well,
right.
I've got 7 or 8 males that basically I'm going to do the same thing to.
Who you got there?
Going to collect all the
That family
different
trees or blue?
Buried
all the
legend.
different clones
Oh,
I
nice.
can and
Yeah.
just start
I'm gonna
hitting it.
start using a paper towel. Check them out. See.
33. That 33 is a fucking nice plant too. Fuck.
But
It's weird because a lot of that cookie shit is good, dude. All kinds of shit going up. Oh, Smash has the same path.
Strawberry apricot to purple punch sounds pretty good.
I'm doing a purple punch cross this year. Purple punch by Chem 91. I'm hoping to give the purple punch some punch. And Chem's usually good at that.
the seeds look really good in this batch. They look like they went through and fairly healthy. You didn't have good germination rate, huh? They got like a couple of years. They're like a longer, skinny, kind of weird. That one I bet you won't pop, but we'll see.
Never know.
Fucked up looking.
Sometimes the ugly ones.
When did you do these? Smash, you did these just a little while ago.
Yeah, I popped them before I went to Vegas, so I had them. I put all three of them in a 1 gallon, and only one of them.
My one came. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had it said pot of G from
gold.
I think so, but I don't know. It's from Ethos.
Nah,
It's a kosher cross, like kosher kush golden
Wait a
goat or something
second.
like that.
Wait a second. There are 2 different. One came from Amsterdam and one came from out west.
Oh,
Well, there's
I
also
know
a
what it
purple,
is.
orange, green, like Gene's crew ran with.
I know what it
POG,
is.
purple, orange, green.
Planet of the Grapes. TOTG. Yeah, Planet of the Grapes autoflower.
That's
Which is
totally out of.
which is Grape Diamonds to Chem DI 95.
That's a good one, Smashed. I've grown both of those.
That's a better shirt. I like
I
that
just got out of the
one.
shower, man.
I like the blue on that shirt.
Yeah. First thing
A
I
lot
do
of
when I
my
get
tie
home. I think.
dyes come out that way in those
Those are like
colors.
Yo.
those are the last feminized autoflower seeds I had. I had so many autoflower seeds I would just sprinkle throughout my gardens, and now I don't have. I mean, I got a
Well,
couple.
are these auto too?
No, those aren't. Those are fems.
Oh, just
I had a
okay.
couple.
I didn't see that.
And someone sent me Tangy autoflowers, but they're regulars. I don't really want to deal with it.
I'm gonna be popping some regular autos this year and hitting all those fem only ones I have with some pollen. I've got a bunch of like Mephisto, not a bunch, but I've got a couple packs of Mephisto, a couple packs of Dark Owl. I've got a cool like Black Mamba one from
Night
Rock
Owl.
Buds. But I'm gonna hunt through some Zams and Durban Poison or Durban whatever. Now I'm screwing it up. Oh, Gorilla. Whatever. But Hillbilly Herb
I've
has
got
some
some
regulars.
herb.
I got some other ones from Viking Gardens I'm going to take a peek at and try to find a male out of those and hit all those rock buds and
Zam's poison and
Mephistos and
gorilla.
shit. What's that?
Zam's poison
Zam's
and
poison?
gorilla.
Gorilla. I followed Zam's male last year, but it was too late in the season to do anything with it.
I also Bud sent me sun-grown mids, Durban to 88G13 hash plant.
Yeah, that one's good.
Yeah,
That 88 pretty much dominates everything it touches, but if you do find the one that looks like not the others,
That's what
it's going to be a real good one.
The Wilson. I think the Wilson dominates a lot of what it touches from what I did outdoors last year, just as a quick experiment. I can't really 100% say, but it seems real dominant in the plants. All those, I did like 6 different cultivars, and they all were like smell and taste the same.
Oh shit!
I was out at Mesa's for free seed day, and he pulled out some spears because I don't dab. So he had some flour there of some of the stuff that I had asked on his seed list. I couldn't pay for the seeds right there. I had to buy them through his website. And it was like, no, I'll just smoke your flour instead. But everything I seen from Wilson seemed to stack really nice and give you a nice main cola or main tops. They weren't small little things. They were like 12, 14 inches.
That's what she said.
Well, if that's what she said, then hell, they should be lining up the door for that.
She said, honey, give me 8 inches. I gave it to her twice.
You're talking about Busy Bone? The first
I
of
never
the
asked.
month. Get up.
I didn't
get up.
ask.
Get up.
I'm gonna take
Mama,
another.
get up.
I'm gonna take one more dab with you guys.
But I think my lemon G went the wrong way. I turned a lemon pledge cleaner into a candy tasting lemon by adding gas to it.
I'm not a fan of the lemon. I love lemon.
No.
I love lemon smell and scent, but I'm not a fan of the lemon smoke.
My Camo
lemon G
S4.
was weight.
It's a Chem 91 to Calio, and they all smell like a screwdriver, like an actual drink, like vodka, orange juice.
Vodka.
Oh,
drink.
okay.
That'd be cool.
I could
And
probably
that's
smell
why
one of
I
those
like
things
it.
and not get sick.
That's the only
One
orange
of those
trick I
things
really
you
like.
I borrowed the caribou heart whatever frog, dab frog. He smokes dope now. He's
Oh,
a
yep,
little
yep, yep.
crusty. He's a little
Fucking
crusty
dab
looking
frog.
now. He started smoking dope. He used to be a dabber.
I'm taking one more dab with you guys, then I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty before I go to head out.
What Call of Duty are they on now? I haven't looked into that shit in years.
I
Last
just
time I
played
played was Black Ops, dude. I bought and played Black Ops. Was the last time I've been on Call of Duty.
My kids told me there's a new one coming out like next, or what is that, GTA? They said it's coming out next year.
6 is coming out. I can't wait. People have been waiting, dude. GTA 5's been out for like 10 years.
It's crazy how those games have just lasted. Like GTA, what the people that created that back in the day, you know, that was the dream of what their creation was, and the dream came true. You know,
They've come
Yeah, it
games
took a
come
lot of
such a long way.
GTA. It didn't start picking
Yeah,
up
they have.
for at least like the third or fourth one.
right?
At least for me, it has. I've gone from
Being able to bang a
Pong
hooker
to.
in a car you steal, you know, fucking, fucking video games.
Smooth, huh? Smashed. Mine is 2.
Huh?
It's smooth, huh? So is my joint.
I like this dab rig, dude. It hits so good.
Gerbit, 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 gerbit.
It's got like a puck percolator down there.
A diffuser.
It's fucking really good.
That's what she said.
I still have this one. This is my old little dab rig. I kind of want to. I think I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna clean this one out and start doing dabs out of this one again, just for the like. It looks so much cooler. It's got a cheese percolator on it.
Just for the bag appeal, huh?
Did you know some frogs
Yeah.
can breathe out of their asshole?
Just for the bag appeal.
Well, when I make videos of taking
Well,
like
how do you eat?
Breathe.
when I take videos of like me dabbing, this one looks better than that little one. You know what I mean?
That's what she said.
You want to know how many dab rigs I have?
It's all about content.
One.
I got 0.
That's what she said.
I got one, and it was given to me, and it's actually an original Hitman dab rig.
I've got dab rigs, couple.
Dude, this
from
has
like
opal in it.
2010.
I've broke more than I have.
So this is like a
I
wigwag.
refuse to buy it.
I like the bottom of that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a wigwag spin, and it's got crushed
colors.
opal in it. And I paid
that's cool.
$60. They retail for 200, 250.
Where'd you get that, in Vegas?
Yeah, I got it from the artist, OJ Flame.
Awesome.
How much you want for
Did
that
he
one?
etch his name in the bottom?
It's actually etched right here. He has his little Sandblast logo.
You should probably sell that one to me.
Okay.
How much do you need?
It looks like a spun lightning bolt, man. That's why I like it.
I know,
That's
I like
why
it too.
bought it. When I
He
looked
needs
at it,
Same thing.
450.
when I looked
Why
at
should
it,
it
I
have
thought
13
all
points
you
on it?
did.
He needs 450 for
Ouch.
it.
I'll give you 100 in a reach around.
He lives in Boston.
I
Those are
haven't
pretty
been gardening much this winter. I got soft hands right now.
cheap.
So this is the bull. Oop. Hold on. This is the bull from Stone Tech. It's got like a feeling of stone almost. His name's Stone Tech.
That's what she said.
He also he sells to every like dispensary and stuff. They have some of his work, and he was like, "Oh,
Does
this
that
is
mean
the
you're in
pipe."
scanning or something?
He was like, "Well, it was cool because he's like, this is the one I've been smoking out of. I want you to have it." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I don't want to break because I wanted to buy something." He's like, "I don't want to break up this collection because like it's the display model almost. You know what I mean? Because I only wanted one piece. He doesn't want to sell one piece. He wants you to put an order in at Vegas.
He wants you to buy a case.
Yeah, he wants you to put
That's
an
what
order.
was in the old day. We want you to buy a case of glass, not
Yeah, he
one or
knows you
two
work for a
pieces.
gallery too. Yeah.
Yeah, shows like that you don't sell singles there. You're there to sell cases and pallets and truckloads.
We're trying to
You're
move
there to
units.
Yeah.
yeah,
How much
you're
are
there
you
to
looking to spend?
not to look
Okay,
for the
I can make
consumer.
you
You're looking for
30
the retailer.
pieces or I can make you 10 heady pieces.
Yeah, they've got onesie twosies and then there's production, you know.
Right. Yeah, they all got to eat. Production
Right.
pays
A lot
the
of them
pays the
shows,
bills.
though, you get in with people at them shows, and that's the thing. The stuff that they bring to the shows, they don't care to want to have to bring it back and pack it and everything else. A lot of that shit, it goes out to that show, and that's the only time it's going to be seen or used. And you can pick shit up cheap off them after the shows, score
So
all their
like,
stuff. Fucking.
there's artists that have those pieces that they don't want to bring back, and then there's artists like Stone Tech that has a whole display that he brings everywhere. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to separate anything out here because I'm going to Champs in 2 weeks."
Right. But some of those displays are made just for say that one show, and they're willing to sell it all.
That's why I got this. He had this marked at 85.
Yeah, nice.
Right before he was actually packing up and stuff, I walked up and I was like, "I'll give you 60 for it right now."
He was like, "Squeeze a buffalo nickel till it shits." Fucking, I'm always looking for a deal.
Yeah.
Fuck paying full price. Meow. Very rarely will I pay full price for something. Meow. I got to be paying it to the person that probably made it. Whatever it is I'm buying, if I'm paying full price.
Exactly.
I'm feeling, good because the money's going.
So the one I'm doing in the raffle, hold on, check this one out. So I picked this one up too. This normally retails for like 100, 120. Crazy wigwag.
Shit, go slow with it for a minute.
Why is that so much? It looks like a spoon, just a regular spoon.
Yeah, no shit. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, it looks cool.
Exactly.
That had a dead kind of looking vibe to it too, with that that bolt on it. Let me see the front of that pipe again. Smash.
Yeah,
is it just because of the artist who made it that makes it so expensive?
Yeah, it's U.S. made. It's not Chinese made. It's wigwag actual like art. Like
that is cool.
This is when you really look at the wigwag, you can see all the little lines in it. And then if you look in the background of the wigwag, there's crushed opal. So like, and then they transitioned it to a full red pipe.
Does the opal show up in it?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's got to have the right sun, but it shows up.
Yeah, say video ain't doing probably any justice for it.
That's the thing. I can't.
If they're out there asking that much for a pipe like that, it's gotta like be really
eye catching. Remember, I didn't pay that. I paid shop price. So I could get rid of it for $80. Yeah. 60 to $80 and still make a couple bucks. But normally this would retail for 100.
Damn.
I feel you.
I bet you
Now,
if I
if
put
the
this in the
artist is
gallery,
selling them for 100 and you start selling them for 80, I bet you stop selling them to you really
If the
quick.
shop's selling it for 100, the
Got
shop
that for
bought it for 50.
$9.
Yeah, it depends where they're located though. If he's an out west person
it's
and
just
the product's
one
coming to the
too.
East Coast and getting his name out there, you know.
Shops always mark up
See, that's
100%, dude. I've never known a shop that hasn't on their
Right,
glass.
300. 300 is normal, dude. 300.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's going to be at least double what he paid for it.
Yeah.
No less.
See, that's one good thing
Drop the
about
rough.
like going out west and then going back to the Midwest after picking up clones is because people know that you're taking them 2,000 miles away
Oh way,
and
right.
they're either
Yeah.
going to get their name out there or you're far enough away that you're no
Well, it's not gonna
competition.
affect things. Right, yeah. No,
Yep.
there's always room for everything and everybody and stuff. It's just exactly
If
how
I
you,
put
how
this
you
in
go
the
about
gallery, I bet you it would sell for $90.
I bet you put 100 on it and then give a 10% discount and it'll sell.
I would
But
$100 it all day.
I threw it in
Fuck it.
the raffle because I was like, well, for everything I was like 20 spots, $10 a spot. They get a spoon and like two, like 10 packs of seeds, something like that,
Yeah.
including like shine apple. I'm throwing these in now that I found them. The West Coast Sour Diesel from North Star is getting thrown in the raffle.
I want that. Oh, throw it to me.
So
I've got some sour diesels
is
for
that a
you
field,
coming
still a
up.
sealed pack of West Coast Sour
I
Diesel?
didn't know North Star did
I
one.
got
That's
like
why I'm curious.
6 of them. It's a cross. It's a sour diesel cross. I've got some BXs for you.
Yeah, it's a New York Sour Diesel, the Fresno OG.
Ooh. Huh.
And I've got the original res sour diesels and his IBL that he
The
did
Narcus.
in 2007. I know, but it's the original one that we used for Death Star. Did I just say that?
So this is Meat Wagon from Miranda Family Farms. It's
nice.
Yeah, that's the secret to
Chem-
everybody's sour. Fucking the Narcs.
Jarman pants. This one sounds good. Mr. Spliff of Cannabis. Cushman's RH to Sherry's.
He does some pretty good work. I just
Yeah, he does. He
don't
does for
care
sure.
for some of his friends.
Yeah, I don't
His
follow him.
politics are a little off.
He's a little
I didn't catch
conspiracy.
that
But
one.
business wise, you got to be friends with everybody and anybody.
What pack was that?
Going to be in business.
No, I don't.
What pack was that you're talking about?
I mean, not 100%, but yeah, something like this, you've got to take all kinds of avenues, and as long as your heart's in the right direction and stuff, like.
I understand that because what I'm part of and what I'm building and helping build in Ohio is something that, yeah, it's kind of done by a stoner or pothead, you'll call me, but it's more corporate based.
Sounds slimy.
They're looking because they're working with a bunch of doctors. Is the whole thing.
Icky.
So we need to be on that corporate level and not just a loose thrown together business. We need to be like a corporation and we need to be ran like a corporation because we're hopefully want to be bought out within 5 years by a big corporation that just says you're in the way and we need to make you go away. So here's a whole bunch of money, go away.
That never ends well.
The people I'm dealing with, they have a pretty good track record of flipping businesses for profit. Let me tell you.
Yeah, see, that stuff worries me so much when you're invested with others in contracts and handshakes and stuff. Okay, so you feel more protected having a contract and
Yeah,
this and that, but something
contracts.
people don't think about is okay, when that contract gets voided, do you have the 20, 50, $100,000 to go fight for that contract? That contract
Contracts are only as good as your lawyer. Simple.
exactly. And if you don't have the money for that lawyer to go fight for something like
That is
that for a
very
year
true.
or longer, they prey on that too. Like there's so many other things that folks don't realize. Oh, I got a contract says I'm going to do this and that, and I'm going to get this, and I got fucking, 49, 51%, whatever the deal, and then shit hits the fan, and you're out the door, and you don't have fucking 100 grand to go fight these assholes in court.
Well, that's why if you actually look how it's written up, I have a little bit more control than the rest of the people do.
Yeah.
Someone kept 51 because I'm largely invested in this. But it's my dream.
Oh, fuck
I'm just
Miranda.
having other people gonna finish it.
I got trust in you, buddy. I trust you fucking seeds. They're going right in the dirt. I'm not gonna waste my time. They're gonna grow.
The ones we've made the past 2 years,